Well. So we get some more people in here. We'll just listen to the police scanner.
Hi.
There's only one person. I don't know if that's me. What's going on, Kinsey?
Can we watch it?
Yeah, I don't like filter socks myself.
What are filter socks? Dad, is Kenzie going to Coachella?
So she's gonna have full bodice. She's gonna be hot. She's gonna be
Is he that?
I don't know.
white buttercream roses.
Probably do that.
I'm thinking party. Rum chata is like pork chata. So it can go from milk, cinnamon, chicala. That's rum chata. We're making rum chata.
Yeah, but with that, that's costs money. I don't feel like filter
You got
socks or filter. I just feel like filter socks they're good, but they're not. If you're not taking care of and washing them and cleaning them, they do have a purpose, but you can get much better and you can get more out of your tank if you um, just leave it alone. Let your refugium. I'm a big part of refugiums. You know, I think the more tiers of refugiums you can do versus socks. Like I got three tanks my water goes in before it goes back into the system. So, and it's all different. You know, I got Chaeto in one, Chaeto and Callirpa and some other macroalgae, and then I just got um, Callirpa. I'm sorry. So, but each your own. That's why I'm just curious. I want to know like what people are doing. Dr. Welsh, yes, you do have a canister, and your tank looks wonderful. Um, but that's what I was curious. I mean, it might work for you, Kenzie. I don't know. I just feel like I'm trying to get away from. I want to have success, but I don't want to have to worry about nutrients spiking, and if I get lazy and don't want to clean the socks or spend money on floss or you know what I mean. Hey, that looks like me. Hey, I just want to try to let my macroalgae, let my miracle mud, let my all the worms and stuff like that take care of that. I got some mangroves coming, 2 footers, 2 foot mangrove trees, 3 of them, and it's basically just for cosmetic. I just want it to look cool, and it's not really for it's gonna help a little bit with nutrients, but it's mainly just for me. Kind of like almost like Julian Sprung's tank, how he has his refugium and then he has his mangrove tree in there. I'm kind of doing the exact same thing, but on a different scale, I guess. What are your guys' thoughts on mangrove trees? Don't have a big enough system. Don't pros and cons. Don't like it. Would like to have them, but just don't have the system for it.
We can get the 10-inch and 8-inch.
Yeah, Dr. Welsh is saying it's hard to find reef-ready tanks with large enough sumps to house a refugium. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I kind of did my own thing. So, um, at least a refuge is going to promote as it should. 20% of the water. Yeah, so mine is really, I got about 40 gallons in the 55. I got a 38 gallon, probably with like 30 gallons of water. So I'm at 70. I probably have like 80 gallons of true, maybe a little more. I'm just going to go on the low end. 80 gallons of true refugium water. So 80 gallons on a 240. I'm pretty close. And yeah, that's why I got I think they're between 18 and 24 inches are the trees that I'm getting. That's for you, Kenzie. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm going to acclimate them very slow with the dripper. It's going to be a process of you don't want to throw any. If they're not acclimated to salt water and your salinity, you'll shock them. So I'm going to do it slow and steady. Yeah, my tank is 240, and I have about true about 80 gallon. But then if you want to, you can actually. I have other water too, like in all my canister, like in my pellet reactor, which is just water now. I have the calcium reactor that has water in it, but that's not really a refugium. But yeah, 80 gallons, I would say, easy. And my tank is doing pretty good. I ain't gonna knock on wood. Kenzie, they got them on eBay right now. I think you can get them shipped to you for free. Three of them. I think 20 bucks free shipping. Knock on these nuts.
My inspiration is a carnival dancer. Feathers float.
It'd be pretty cool.
I like it. This is the day after.
The mask is something that, if you notice Carnival, they rarely wear masks. It's usually about, that's usually a Mardi Gras element. And I think it's a lot about the hairpiece. It's very bright. It's definitely a statement. So, good to see him sticking to it and really pulling it out.
You brought the fun, you brought the sparkle, you brought the spectacle. It would have been fun to see it a little sexier.
I actually have Miracle Mud in my 38 gallon tank, 30 pounds. So I do like, and you know what? I mean, when I put that in there, it was just the fact of just putting it in there. I wasn't really looking to see if, well, I mean, I was looking to see if it was going to improve everything, but the copepods and my starfish, the little brittle starfish. I mean, the fauna that's in that tank is incredible. And I do think that whatever's in that mud, they either like to eat it, breed in it, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I do. Just in that system there, I have 30 pounds, and I'm going to wait 1 year from when I did put the last bag in, and I'm going to add to it because I would like to have approximately 30 gallons or 30 pounds. I'm sorry, 30 pounds more, total of 60 for my system. And then with the mangrove trees in there and stuff, they'll help root better, and I'm sure they'll use that mud for like nutrients, you know.
Gary, why don't you walk us
Dr. Walsh, I'll see you. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it.
Thiago? The smart move is supposed to be something we like to do a lot. I wish there was more of that. And I think it's missing that sweetness and richness from the distillation. The effects make it needed more of that buttercream. I don't think that a little bit of steak on overall really great flavors.
Your cake, of course, was a showstopping. So my expectations were high. And I love my chocolate. But it was a lot of chocolate, which I can't believe I'm complaining about too much chocolate, but I really wanted something to mix it up. And I was missing that little bit of flavor. And the experience was kind of
Gary, Jennifer,
Yeah, definitely.
one of you just made a 10,000 cake. Well, Candace, who had your favorite cake?
my favorite food today. Funny. Exciting color, big flavor. Really captured.
I'm about to go make me a meatball sandwich. Hold on, guys.
Today's my favorite cake that belongs to you.
I just swept.
Very Jennifer, but a delicious taste. Very Jennifer. Tough decision. For me, it was really about who took me back home with their design, their cake flavor overall. My favorite cake today, definitely Crop Brazil and Fireball and Sugar Rush. My vote goes to Mary Jennifer. Congratulations to Mary and Jennifer. You guys have just won $10,000. Hey, Kitty. Incredible job. All of us. Thank you. We know that. We were ourselves. And that was very great. Many more. This is the best day of my life. Next to my wedding day, of course. Ever in my children. I'm so proud of us. I'm so proud of us. Thank you so much for watching.
Well, now we're down to 3 people. Huh? Now we're back up to 5.
They don't like it.
You'll love the Neptune System new Apex display modules from Marine Depot. It just alerted me. What's going on, Eddie?
Hey, Eddie. Our class is done. Woo-hoo. My class from last year is finally done. Who's Eddie? Hey, everybody.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Dad, so Mia wants this snowflake that I made for her. So she's getting this one. I already made a new one. So our class,
All right,
so
that's
my
enough.
class from last year. I gotta make sure that everything's in order and ready. So I need to work on some more tomorrow. And it takes a real long time.
Oh, I love food.
Okay. Like, love it. You inhale food like consent.
Most country march, and today our bakers are going to take us to dive into the deep blue sea. Go ahead and meet them. First up, Kevin and Cheryl and their daughter, Susan. And we're from a home-based business, which has really got to be.
I say yeah.
We were located, so then we're going to take that money and build an Disney. So we got
Also, do you guys have skimmers on your system that is rated just enough? Is it half of your volume, 1.5 more volume? You know, I mean, are you guys all running skimmers that are, so say if you got a 200-gallon tank, is it rated for 500 gallons or is it rated for 200-gallon tank? Is it rated for, also when people buy skimmers, they see that it'll do 250 gallons, but is that 250 gallons for a low stock tank, a medium, or a heavy load? I just thought I would ask because some people might not know that. You know, you want to, especially if you're doing SPS tank, you know, you want to do at least 1.5 volumes of your water. So with me, my being a 240, my skimmer does like 550 gallons. All these little things that we talk about and we do, it's basically some people can get away with if they're not really going to put a bunch of corals in and just a fowler tank, then you can get away with a smaller skimmer, or for a low load of nutrients in your water, your skimmer will be fine. But when you get into SPS, you want a oversized skimmer. A lot of us make mistakes and don't do that. I find that if you look at anybody, any like Rico or Sanjay, any of these guys with Mike Paletta, they'll tell you in their videos, if you look back on them, that you get an oversized, good quality skimmer and a nice refugium, and you won't go wrong. Yeah, you want your skimmer just so that it's, because you can always turn your skimmer off and let it do its thing, let the nutrients build back up, or however you want to do it. But you can wet skim, dry skim. So the bigger the skimmer is, the better, I feel. Yeah, I feed my tank crazy style. Yeah, chimp. Yeah, that's and it just helps so that you could feed more. And then if you threw a refugium on there, you could feed and make all your inhabitants just like fat and healthy, and you don't have to worry about them getting sick, or you know what I mean. You're giving them everything they need, and then they're going to the bathroom, doing whatever. Any of that food that doesn't get eaten, your skimmer will pick that up. You know, I think a lot of people in the hobby, I'm not saying everybody, but I say probably a 40. I would throw 40% on there, have undersized skimmers on their systems. Now, I was just watching a video with Julian Sprung talking about algae. I'm sure you guys have seen that. I think that you could run a system without a skimmer, but in the long run, if you fail to do water changes, or, and I'm talking about any size tank, but I think you can get away with it, but at the end of the day, you're going to end up having to put one on. You know what I mean? It's one of those things you can get away with it, but eventually your system will run a lot better with one. That's what I feel. Yeah, I mean, there's other companies out there that are building skimmers that aren't as good of quality of plastic, if you want to say, or plexiglass, or however, the acrylic. I mean, you take off the lid, you might crack it, or if you tweak a little something here and there, you might snap it. You know what I mean? It's all about one of those things where names that have been around forever are the people you really want to. There's a reason why they're around still, you know. And for that piece of equipment, you do not want to skimp out on. You know what I mean? MRC, Reef Octopus, Geo. I'm sure there's a couple other ones out there that have been here and around for many, many, many years, and there's a good reason for that, you know. So yeah, you're gonna pay for it. I mean, Reef Octopus makes some of the, in my opinion, some of the best skimmers out there. Before I got my Reef concept, it's an old one, but I got a great deal on it, and I had a Reef Octopus 152 on my 120, and it was awesome. My calcium reactor is a Reef Octopus dual chamber, 6.5 chamber inch. eShop is good. Some people like them. Some people can forget about them. But man, let me tell you, what's going on, Al? I seen you popped in here. Thank you. Good evening. But eShops is one of the biggest um, competitor with other people because of the price. Their price ain't that good. I mean, it's low, but I had them on my nano tanks, and let me tell you, it was awesome. The skim that came off of that, I loved it. Simplicity, yeah, skimmers, those ain't bad. Mario sells those. Um, simplicity, and he also too, mine isn't DC controllable, but now it is because I bought the M1 Vetra pump. But yeah, I could control it, downgrade it, move. I can do whatever I want with it. So a DC controllable one is a lot better than an AC where you just plug and play and then adjust it up and down with the volume of the water in it. But Eddie's gonna get a SCA 302. But I mean, we all have to start somewhere, and we've said it over and over a million times since I've been watching YouTube that there's just certain things you don't want to rush, and buying equipment just to get one going and then have one fail on you and lose all your corals or your fish is it's not the right thing to do. It's better off to wait because in this hobby, time is your friend. You can have a lot of things go wrong. You can wake up tomorrow and everything could be bleach white. I mean, it's just you want good quality equipment that won't let you down at the end of the day. Also, I don't run a lot of water. Time isn't. I think running water through your refugium is running it too fast is not doing you justice. Running it slower, contact time is where you want to build a manifold or try to design your sump to where you can turn the volume down. So that's your return pump should be DC controllable so that you can run it slower and make sure you have good power heads because your return time for that, you want all your wave movements and your water movements inside the main system, not your return line, if that makes sense. Your return line should be I do it probably 4, maybe 5 times an hour, if that. 10 times an hour is within the tank. I probably have more than that. I have 4 power heads in there, but yeah, if you got the right, once they kick off, man, Kenzie, they'll grow. I was looking back on some of my videos because my phone still, I have to take it into Apple. I keep saying it, but some of these, my tank here, this big one, when I transferred everything over, it was only 9 months ago. NVR understood the contact time. Oh, never understood the contact. Well, you want your water to move slow through your refugium. So when it moves slow, the contact time, meaning that your Chaeto, Caulerpa, I'm talking about a refugium now, and I'm talking about filter socks or floss or anything. You want them to be able to absorb that nutrients. I mean, if somebody like think about a river, man. You standing in a river and the water is just whipping past you and try to catch a stick that's in the water. It's going to be harder, but if it's slower, you're going to have time to to grab that. If that makes any sense, like, and if it's a good analogy. I mean, I'm trying. So that's why my water is branched off. Basically, I refilter my water. So my water has a T in the return line, and it goes to the 38-gallon tank. That flows into a 15-gallon Rubbermaid sump, and then that flows into my 55.
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Nothing much. I just realized you threw a link out.
So when I run,
Yeah. So no, can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay, cool. No, so what I was saying with the contact time thing, the analogy of the river and a stick passing. Once that stick passes, it's gone. You get what I'm saying? When when your return pump pumps, it goes back down to overflow. And
Well, no, but then the contact time, though, what I'm saying is, say all that debris and detritus, say if it's going past, it's going to go back up, and now it's going to be, the way my system is, it'll settle down somewhere and possibly start doing its thing where I know that my crabs and my snails or whatever, but the contact time gives my Chaeto and my Caulerpa time for them to pull the nutrients out. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I get what you mean, but like, so the nutrients are like total dissolved. Like when you're measuring your nutrients, you're not measuring your nutrients like your sump is different than your display. Like, you know what I mean? It's one body of water, so it's 20 parts per. Let's say your nitrates are 20 parts per million. It's 20 parts per million everywhere. No matter how fast the water is moving,
oh, of course, right?
no
No, I
matter
hear
how
you.
slow the water is moving. So regardless of how fast or slow the water is moving, there's always 20 parts per billion, so that your
You're right.
refugium, your
Yeah.
Chaeto, always has access to 20 parts per million. You know what I mean? Like, that would be like, how I look at it is like, that would be like saying, all right, well, if you have high nitrates, just crank up the flow so that it doesn't affect your corals.
Yeah, I never heard of that one.
No, but I'm saying that's the equivalent. You get what I'm saying? Because that's basically
Right.
saying, like, if you turn up the flow fast enough, I mean, like the flow through the system, like going down the sump, coming back up, then it won't linger around to affect your corals. If you get what I'm saying. So I don't
Right.
really think it's one body of water, and that contact time is like relative to like that the stream analogy you gave, like where you have like one shot. You have one shot to get it. So like the longer
Yeah,
the
I get what
shot
you're saying.
is,
Right.
yeah.
No, I know, but I still don't run it that fast.
Nah, me either. I'm just being devil's advocate. I think there is a perk to running your refugium a lot slower. Because I've ran it fast, I've ran it slow, and I've seen it perform like the efficiency goes up like twofold. Like, you know what I mean? When you run it slow, and I don't know
Well, yeah, I
why.
mean, I know you know a lot. I mean, you speak at shows and everything, so it's pretty wild. It's cool that you jumped in because
I
I
don't
know
speak
you
at
know your
shows.
shit. I thought you didn't you talk at shows? Don't you live in Florida or California?
Nah, dude, I live in New York. I'm a regular smuggler hobbyist.
Oh, right on. I'm thinking, who are you? Who am I mistaking you for?
Oh, the other black guy.
Not O. Not O lives in
Nah,
New York
I
too.
think it's
Dave.
Gerald. The guy that throws Reef Palooza. I think that's
Yeah,
who
he
you're
went to
mistaken.
Reefapalooza.
I think that's
Yeah,
who
you
you're
look
mis.
just
I think
like
his
him
name is
almost, like
Gerald or something like that.
General.
Gerald, I think his name is. I don't
Gerald.
remember.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's who you're talking about. I don't know.
yeah. O's in Florida right now.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. I'm
Yeah.
so I'm so out of the loop, man. I'm just here trying to keep my tank cool. I have the AC going, but no, but yeah, I've noticed like better results from running it slow. I
Right.
have no idea why. Um, who knows? But definitely a slower refugium has been better for me.
Yeah, I just have a better. I ran it in my 120. I had a plug and play J-Bow, old style, and I didn't have many problems, but the food and everything was like I didn't give time, like Hopal pot, like all your fauna in there. I think when it moves slower, they're able to like clean the chato and the calepa, and they
Yeah,
crawl around a little bit better, and the worms are out. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
they're not like
That's a
hiding because they're gonna get
that's
sucked up. You know?
yeah. That's the crazy thing. I didn't even know I had worms in my sump.
Right.
I just started realizing them. The red ones, the bristle worms, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, I have them. It's crazy. It's like
I
my
got
mind is like blown.
thousands, and I'm like, I tried to pick out the bigger ones, and I just get rid of them.
Now throw them in the display.
Yeah,
Let the rats eat
I
them.
get some pretty big ones, man. Yeah, I'm talking
Now
two
let
inches,
the
three
rats
inches.
will eat them. The rats will eat them.
Yeah, I got two wrasses. I got the cleaner and the chorus wrasse.
You got punk rasses. You need like a
Yeah,
Melanaris.
I want to get a Melanera so bad, and the only reason why I haven't pulled the trigger is because I have snails and crabs that have been in this tank for like
Listen.
forever.
I've never seen my Melanaris kill a snail. He has picked at them, never killed them, and I've never seen him go after hermits. Actually, my hermits don't even come out. You don't see any hermits during the daytime. They only come out at night.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
they know better. But I
That's
mean,
what I'm afraid. Like, I just ain't got it in me. I guess I could pick them up and throw them into the refugiums. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But my kids like to watch them crawl around, and you know what I mean. They just,
yeah,
but
that's what's up.
yeah, that's the only reason why I didn't pull the trigger. I want to get like Melanaris. I want to get a few fairy wrasses.
Yeah. Now
What's the other one?
the fairy rasses won't touch inverts.
Yeah. What's the other one that's like a Melanaris, but it's I can't.
Um, shit, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Um,
Oh man,
you would mistake. They look almost.
they
They could
look
be in this.
alike.
Like, yeah,
A lunar? Is it a lunar ras?
lunar wrasse. I want
There
one
we
of
go.
those.
Those are so
Yeah,
nice. To be they're the same
yeah.
damn fish.
A lunar wrasse and a Melanaris wrasse. Those would
Yeah,
be nice in my tank.
yeah,
Definitely. That's. I love that. I can sit on my couch. I can just watch it. I mean, my TV's on the
Dude,
one wall, but I.
look at me. I'm like right here, and my tank is right there.
Right.
Like
That's what
yeah,
I. That's yeah.
yeah. So
But I just felt like coming out and just like I don't know. I'm not very popular, so
yeah, neither am
I
I.
know a lot of people, but I mean, when I do a live stream, it ain't like 40 people watching me. You know what I mean?
Dude, I think the last time I live streamed, I got like 3 people. Yeah, so I'm not the most popular person either.
So yeah, I mean, I just do it because I enjoy the hobby. I've been doing it for, I used to do it way before computers were even. I'm 40 years old. I'm not old, but
Yeah,
um, and then I got brave enough to get a computer, and then I started looking up things and doing whatever, and now we got this big group of us that we talk to each other and whatever. So now I'm starting to get brave and get out in here and start talking and show people what how I did my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
30. I mean, I got a lot of refugium space.
Yeah. What's called? I'm gonna be doing like a mini upgrade. Well, the display is gonna be the same. Doing a bigger stand, uh, redoing the plumbing, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have so I have a 40 breeder. I'm gonna have a 40 breeder display. I'm keeping that, and I'm gonna have a 40 breeder sump, and to the right of that, I'm gonna have a 10-gallon. The thing is, I don't know if I want it to be a 10-gallon like protein skimmer sump or a 10-gallon refugium. Because my thing is, I want a frag tank. So the the sump
Yeah.
is going to be a like half of it's going to be a frag tank. Um, Now my only dilemma is I don't know if I could shield if I do the frag tank in a 40-gallon, right, and put the skimmer in its own little tank on the other side of the stand. I don't know if I could shield the corals from the red light. You know, that's the only thing is can I shield the corals from the red light? So
Right. I hear what you're saying.
yeah. So it's either that or then I do the refugium remotely on the other side of the stand in a 10-gallon and have the skimmer in the frag tank, you know, slash sump. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
I had the display 38 bow front, and that was strictly for just macroalgae. But
Yeah.
my chalices don't do good in my SPS tank, so um, I had to pull them all out. I had to give some away, and I just have the current in there is just they won't open, they won't thrive. So I
Yeah.
basically put them all in there, and they're doing better. They're doing awesome. So I took all that stuff out of there. I got a little bit of Chato and a little bit of different macroalgae still left in there, but that was a. It's starting to turn into a frag tank. So now on my other side of my tank, I have two holes that I plugged. I'm thinking about plumbing that into like a 24 by or 40 breeder. Go to
Yeah.
Petco when they have the dollar, $40, and
Yeah.
put some egg crate in there, throw a Chinese black box from my ceiling or something, and be good.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't even use
So
a black box. I would just use the par 38 bulbs, the ones that come in like blue, just the blue spectrum. That's what I'm gonna try to run.
it's called what?
Par 38 bulbs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to try to run
The
with.
LED one, you just screw them right into the thing. Yeah,
Yeah. That's what I want to try over the
they're
frag tank.
like I think they're what like 15, 20 bucks,
Yeah,
15
they're
bucks a
cheap.
piece.
Yeah, they're cheap. I'll
You
probably
buy
get
two
like
or three of them, and
two or three of them exactly. I'll have all the power I need.
because yeah, I want my tank to be like 12 inches or something. I don't want it. I was thinking about doing is buying a 40 breeder, pull the black trim off the top,
Yeah.
do like almost like what Murphy did, strip it all out, take the glass. I know it's a lot of work, but it's a lot cheaper than going out and buying an actual frag tank and then cutting the glass, splitting
You
it
know they you know
in
they do
half.
have a they have a 30 breeder, right?
No,
Petland
is
sells
it
a 30 breeder. It's
really?
yeah, I have one. It's the same dimensions as a 40, except instead of 16 inches, it's 12 inches.
That's awesome. That's what I
Yeah,
need.
yeah, it's called 30 breeder.
It's from Aquanut or Aquion.
I have no idea. I bought mine used, but from what I've heard, Petland sells them, not Petco.
Yeah, I got a pet land over by me. It's probably 25 minutes away, half
Yeah,
hour.
let
Yeah,
me see. Let me
that's
Google it real quick. Who sells 30 breeders? Who sells 30 breeder tanks?
hold on one second here. Let me
Oh,
Oh, I was saying you were.
yeah.
You need to pick your shit up.
I'm gonna go back down. I'm taking a couple minute break.
Whoa. I'm a big fan of what's on top.
Sorry, I got ice cream on there. Anyway, we did an ocean-fired cheesecake. Got the heat of the sun in our habanero ice cream on top, and then a coconut cheesecake, so white chocolate glaze, and chip and sauce. So the ice cream is supposed to give you the heat.
Oh, I mean,
Clearly only the ice cream. It makes a great ice cream, not because ice cream at home.
You make it look like a nice thing.
No, I let it stay up in the ice cream machine for a long time.
oh.
Yeah, I think it's
Is it
Petland that sells them.
Petland?
Yeah.
It's so incredibly ambitious. Look, the flavors cheesecake thing. I think it's plus has a little bit of cake, you know, and I think it's an experience. It's just
Petland.
It's not on their site, but
Oh, it ain't on there?
nah. But that's what I've heard. So swing down there, give it a shot.
Because they got like those 15 gallons that are like that are real shallow. I've seen those. Can't really remember. I'm sure I could talk to my LFS if he had to, but I know they're going to charge you an arm and a leg for them though, because they're going to be like their special dimensions and this and that, and
Yeah. Who knows? Well, and just check your local forums, man.
but I could do that and build me a nice little stand like right next to it, and I got mangroves coming Saturday. They should be here Saturday. 2-footers. Just for cosmetics, just because I want them and I think they look cool, and
Yeah.
just to say it's not really meant, not really for like nutrients or anything. I'm just getting them just to get them.
I feel you. But we'll see, man. We'll see. But I'm about to hop off. Just came in to
All right, TMG.
bust your chops.
Thanks for busting my chops.
Word, man. Freaking wait, where you at again?
I'm in Chicago.
Oh, you're in Chirac. Okay,
Yeah,
Chirac.
I'm on the other side. I'm actually like 20 minutes from downtown, so I just say Chicago, but
Gotcha. Yo, I got this one acro today. I peeled off the rocks and it never encrusted. I've had it for maybe 6 months. And I think it's sick. Like literally it doesn't grow. It lost most of its color. It's alive, but it's like something's up with it. And
right.
I got it for free because the guy was like something's up with it. So I actually something was just like check if it's encrusting. So I literally grabbed it. It came right off the rock, no encrusting. So
Really?
I dipped it again, and we'll see. I put it on the plug, and we'll see. I don't know. It's like one of the most unique colors I've ever seen when it got pulled out of the ocean, and then it's just been downhill from there. Like
That's how I had one of mine. I got quite a few wild colonies that come on the rocks, and
yeah,
they just don't seem to. I got one that just doesn't seem like it. It's not dying like you're saying, but it ain't encrusting. It ain't growing. The tips ain't growing. So I
wait,
don't
what color
know.
is it green?
It's like a gold green.
Like a gold green? Yo,
It's like,
Does it look like a millie, but is it a millie?
yeah, almost, yeah, because it's not. It's almost like it's got frog skin, but it's got
Yeah,
like the
yo,
millie
actually, we got the
nubs.
same coral.
It's like a gold green, like a copper, not copper. It almost looks like it could be gold. Like it's
Mine originally was just like the craziest green. It wasn't fluorescent green originally. It was like this like earthy green. It looks so good with like I don't know. It looks really good. Now it has like a little goldish tint to it, but that's not the real color of it.
mine's
It's like,
gold. Yeah, this one's gold. Like I don't know how to describe it.
can you show
It's
it?
totally. Pardon?
Can you show it?
I would have to. It's not going to show up on my
Wait, actually,
laptop, my phone. My phone.
I'm gonna show you mine. You tell me if it's similar.
But it doesn't grow. It doesn't. It's just there.
Yeah.
But it is. It's sick. I mean, mine is
Which
going
one?
on, Lisa.
Uh, let's see.
Let me click on you.
Uh, let's see if we get to focus. Yeah. Actually, let me do a top down. Hold on. Let me kill the pumps. So annoying. I gotta type in my password for Apex and my username all the time. I reset my phone, and I don't know how to.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the EL Apex just because.
The Apex Lite.
Yeah, the new one. The new one that just came out, the
Yeah.
Apex EL.
Yeah. Why?
Because it's $500 versus 800.
I feel you. All right.
And I really don't care about ORP because I know my downdraft. You know, no, yours is that is.
Is it the same as yours?
No, yours is. That's got some like just even on here. I got you presented, but on the very top, it looks like it's got some like pinkish red coming out, or
Wait,
you probably don't see it.
You're talking about this one, right?
Yeah.
Like this one.
Yeah, that one. It's still dark. Yeah, it's still darker.
Okay, yeah. So originally it did have pinkish red tips. I'm like I don't see them anymore, but I guess you do. But yeah, I don't see them anymore. But like it's completely different now, and it looks like a millie, but not a millie.
Yeah, I wish I could. My phone. Let me see. If you look back on my live stream, not yesterday, day before yesterday,
Yeah.
you will see it's right in the center of my fish tank. I did a live stream and I was talking and doing whatever, but even during the day, this thing is so gold.
Yeah, it's not like that one, right?
No.
Okay.
It don't even have nothing comes out. Now when I feed like Polylab, like Reef Roids and the
And
booster, it'll
it's not
get
like
like
that one.
little worm like strings that like yeah, no, it's a very unique and it's a wild colony.
Yeah.
I'm just like blown away. Yeah, you got a lot of fucking coral, dude.
Dude, most of my stuff are wild colonies. They do pretty good in my tank.
Yeah, you got a lot of coral, man.
Yeah. I don't have enough.
You just don't-
I don't have enough, man.
Right. Where is my phone? Hold on, let me see.
This one right here is pretty unique. The one on the left of the Setosa. You can't really see the color. This guy. Never seen one like it, but
Hold on, let me see if I can.
yeah.
I'll bring this over to you right here. Hold on, let me This thing is like the coolest thing in the world. Let me show you. Hold on 1 second. Um,
Oh, my crown house is the my euphorbia.
see what? Yeah, see, I got. Hold on, where's my glasses? I got. Trying to do this with my. God damn it. This coral right there.
Hold on. Looks like a stag. I mean, I can barely make it out because your video feed is really...
Yeah, but when you look at it, I'm telling you, it is like the weirdest. It's got like orange and gold and green, and it's crazy. It could be a stag, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I got a turquoise stag, right?
Oh, you got the turquoise wild colony? I hate those.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
I got some die off like in the center and underneath. It looks like because it's not getting light, but for the most part, it seems like it does that every now and then it just keeps growing and it just encrusts and but you ever notice that with your corals though, like underneath, like I don't know if you have
LEDs.
any bigger
It's all
pieces
LEDs,
where
man. Yeah, it's because of the LEDs.
you'll see like a little white underneath, like it's
Yep. Yeah, it's because of
underneath
the
though,
LEDs.
like so I thought it was like I had flatworms or bugs or
Nah, it just gets no light, man.
so yeah, there's no light there. So then it's like it turned and then it's weird. So I was like freaking out and I'm like, well, why is this happening? You know what I mean? Like so I run T5s and then the rest of it, you know what I mean? T5s, Reef Brights, Gen 4, Radiant in the center, and then I run 2 Chinese black boxes on the outside. But it's all blue lights and
Yeah.
I run metal halides, but they're only on for a little bit during the day, and then they get shut off, you know. So, and it's just the weirdest spots where they bleach out or like they lose their, like they die, but it's crazy.
Mhm.
So you've seen that too?
Yeah. I think it's just from the LEDs. It's too much of like direct lighting.
Right on. Murphy's in the house. I don't know what happened. I just clicked on that TMG. I don't know why it.
Wait, what are you talking about? I'm not even looking at Hangouts right now.
No, not Hangouts. It's you put something in the thing and it like. He's gonna have to stock up. TMG. Kinsey said your tank puts most to shame.
Nah, that's. Thank you, though, man.
Let me go over here. Go back into here. Go here.
You know what's really crazy right now? My Passiflora, the sweepers on them are about a quarter inch long. I rarely, rarely ever see my Passiflora put out sweepers. It's crazy right now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Murphy said I can come over. That's plenty
Hey,
of time to put in some BK. Show.
look at you.
The Midwest meetup.
Yeah, I'm
That's
probably
fine.
I'm probably like the least social YouTube person.
Pat O'Weenie. Like Halloweeny.
You heard me, DM?
Yeah, you're the least social.
I'm
Me
probably
too.
the
I
least.
I was very I used to sit back and just listen to everybody, you know. And then when and them guys get on, I would I talk with them, Dave and Murphy and Rico and the usuals.
No, I'm social on YouTube. I'm just not social like for meetups and
Oh,
stuff like that.
outside of work, outside of
Yeah,
work. I said
yeah. I mean,
outside of.
outside of YouTube. No, but that's how I look at it. I kind of look at it like work. Like your work friends. You don't really hang out with them. Like that's kind of like how I look at it. It's like you know, I don't really,
Ooh.
I don't really get a kick of like hanging out with people like outside of like where I know them. Like,
Yeah,
I know a bunch of people like in real life because of Reef Palooza and like a few of us in the Northeast we share LFSs and stuff like that. But like actually like doing trips and stuff, like no, it's not really me.
yeah. No, I mean, I wasn't into it either, but I I I don't know. I kind of I love this hobby and shit, so it's like I want to meet people and see how they're doing things because my goal is to try to get my tank. I want to be where everything grows into each other and they get along. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I'm running a little experiment right now. I got two tenuouses. They are growing into each other. They've touched and they haven't killed each other. So what I want to see
I
if they
want a
will.
tenuous coral so bad, dude. Like I want a Walt Disney. I want different variety of tenuous corals,
Most of
but
my tank is tenuous.
really,
Yeah, most of because that's like I don't know
they're
whenever
the
we
most
used to get.
prettiest, ain't it?
Yeah, they are the prettiest, but no, they're the ugliest when they come in the wild. They're like the ugliest, and then they color up.
Because of the artificial lighting.
Yeah, probably. Who knows? But I have a tenuous that's actually yellow. Like, and yellow is like a really hard color um, to maintain in a reef tank.
Right, that's like this coral that I was trying to show you. Even though it didn't pop, it,
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's not yellow. It's not. It literally it's got a hint of green in it, but it's
yeah,
almost like a gold green.
yeah. Yo, don't ever cut it.
That's what I was gonna tell you, man. You heard like Fish of Heck say like cut the tips off so it'll start calcifying. But I was thinking,
No.
this is a wild
So
colony.
what I realize is when they don't encrust, they won't heal either. So the coral I just showed you, um,
Yeah.
if I cut it, it's gone. I had a few corals like that, and they were like such odd specimens, like so odd. I had like a neon green millipora. I cut it for somebody, and I lost the whole colony at RTN. And
Wow.
yeah, like I mean, it's something I kind of realized. If they don't encrust, then don't cut them. Like if they're struggling to encrust, even though they look healthy and everything, if they just won't encrust, it's like I guess they're probably just they're probably literally just oddballs. Like they're you know what I mean? They're just oddballs. Like they're probably like the autistic corals. Like they're not meant to like
Right.
procreate. Like I don't know. Like that's how I look at it. Like they're not meant to really survive. They're like autistic. You know. So, but yeah, I know if I cut it, like, cause um, I did cut a piece of it a long time ago, and it still has algae on it. It's never healed over. Like
Right.
yeah. So
Now this is crazy too. I got a wild colony of a deep water acro. It's almost like a baby blueberry color,
okay,
and it's doing wonderful. But I'm so afraid it has like a die off section that like turned a little furry or whatever. It hasn't done anything like to the actual colony, but it's probably 3 to 4 inches wide by 3 inches long.
yeah.
But it's growing. It's like a table. It's like a table. It's tabling deep water, so it almost looks like a sea fan. Pretty
I think you're
thick.
talking
It's
about an
nice.
e flow. You're talking about e flows.
I got it from a wild card. I paid $25 for it, and it's been in
No,
my
I'm
system.
saying, wait, look it up. It's called the e flow, I think.
An E flow.
Yeah, EFLO, I think, or EFLO, one of the two.
E
Yeah, it's two F's.
coral.
Acro for acro. Is that it?
Hold on, I'm gonna check in right now.
Hey, that
So,
one worked.
oh, E flow. Extra. Track. You know what? I have one of those too, but it
Yeah.
looks like it. Oh, I see this first pitch.
I'm kind of upset
No,
I never picked one up because they're so ugly, but they're worth a lot. They're so ugly until you color them up. Like though, when I used to see them, they were like solid brown, and like kind of seeing them now, like
I
how
have
much people.
I have another one like that with yellow pot, like a green pouch, but no, this one's like a baby. It maybe it'll look like that once it grows out. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I got a really, really brown piece from Rico from one of his green deep waters that it colored up really quick. It's just now started to put out its polyps and starting to grow some shoots.
Yeah.
It seems to me what I've been told is uh, a lot of those brown colonies, if you cut them up, they tend to color up a lot quicker as frags.
That's but he's saying with wild colonies, though, you want to be if they're not encrusting though, don't trim them.
Yeah. Yo, sweepers on this Pasillapora are ridiculous. Hold on, I gotta show you guys. Oh my gosh. Let me switch the lights.
Were you at work, Kenzie?
Yes, sir. Always.
Pardon? You're at work?
Always. Yeah.
Can you see them?
Yeah, I presented you. Holy cow, look at that. You wonder how they don't get tied up in knots or anything, you know what I mean, when they bring them back in?
Yo, dude, I know, right? It's crazy. Look at that. Holy shit. Now look at down here. It's all white.
Yeah, that's why I'm so nervous because if I show you my turquoise stag, ORA stag, It's huge. It's probably the size of a softball. But
Yeah.
underneath, it's only like it almost looks like a flatworm ate it. It's real like a circle,
Yeah.
but it can't be because I mean it's just I don't think it's getting the light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
So that's the yellow acro. It's a tenuous, I think.
look at all their furry little.
Looks
Yeah.
like it's got some colors to it. Nice
It's just
colors.
just blue tips, but it's all yellow. It's blue tips and it's completely solid
Is
yellow.
that a flower pot next to it?
Yeah, it's a garnet.
Man, what's up? It's got like its arms and it's got like little.
Yeah,
It extended them.
yeah, it's a micro garnet. Those are mini. Those are really tiny. And then I got another yellow acro. It's more like lime yellow, but you know,
Pat's got some lot of variety of colors, man. When he puts them corals in his
yeah,
when he puts that shit in his 120, I can only imagine like you like how they're gonna grow into. It's gonna be crazy.
yeah. No, that polyp extension is like,
It's
dude,
off the chain, dude.
this is crazy. Oh my gosh. I've seen it put out sweepers, but not on this scale before. Like the only thing I probably happened today was like my temperature fluctuated maybe about 5 degrees. So maybe that triggered it.
What do you keep your salinity at? Two
I
four,
don't
two
know,
five, 2.6.
2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.4. Like,
I was just curious because I tend to see, my SPS because I'm kind of like your tank. I mean, it's all SPS
yeah,
except for some Zoas and stuff, but I tend to see them more happy. I guess you want to say like they'll feed more and stuff when it's like 2.5, 2.6.
yeah,
But
yeah,
when it's like 2.4, they're okay. They're not gonna die, but they don't seem as happy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Same thing with my polyps and everything. My zoas, they just they're not
yeah.
open and like
See, I keep it on the high side just because I have a pretty weird theory. My theory is that um, global warming, ever since the like industrial revolution, that's
right.
driven down the what we consider normal for salt in oceans. And that's just my theory. Just because all the ice melting into the oceans, like I don't think I don't think a lot of the parameters that we're deeming as normal are actually normal or optimal. But
Yeah, you got a lot of coral, man.
yeah,
What size is your tank?
40.
Your tank is only a 40 gallon.
Yeah.
It looks a lot bigger than that.
I know. Depends on the angle. It looks like a 120 sometimes.
Are you gonna go bigger or are you just gonna keep it small and sweet?
So I have two options. I either want to go to an 80 breeder, which is basically a shallow 120. I think the 18 breeder is 18 inches tall. Or no, I think it's the same height as a 40, except it's the same footprint as a
You getting like a
120.
rimless?
I want a rimless. It's either that or the My Aquarium box, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Or yeah, some shit like that. Or just a really big tank, like a 160, something like that. Like really, really big. So
Yeah, the what is it? Red Sea. They make some pretty nice aquariums, but man, you pay an arm and a leg for them.
yeah, yeah. So I like the thing is I'm not sold on the Red Sea dimensions. They're not like optimal for me.
Right.
If I was supposed to go Red Sea, it'd be like a 525, like Reef Keeper has, like a 525 XL. Um, but
The only reason why I got mine is because it was a deal that I could not pass up. So,
how much did you get it for?
$100.
For your Red Sea Reaper?
No, I have just an acrylic. I don't know who made it, but it's an acrylic tank, 7 by 2 by 27 high.
Oh, that's a little too tall for me. But I hear you.
It's 7 foot, 7 foot long, 2 foot wide, 27 inches tall.
Yeah, that's
And
nice.
it's all acrylic. Now I know it's good quality acrylic because it buffed out real nice. Everything. I mean, it's half-inch thick. I mean, it's nice. But the
Yeah,
guy was just looking to get rid of it, and I couldn't pass it up.
yeah,
Cost me probably like $100 in polish and the Nuvo polish and
yeah.
rags, and but I'm
Now,
happy.
what's
It's
called?
all
Do you find SPS as hard as people make them seem to be?
no. I'm being and you can ask Murph. He's been at my house. I've not had that many problems that
Yeah,
I wouldn't even say that they're problems. I haven't had very many hiccups in SPS at all.
yeah.
I don't know why. I think people just neglect their tanks, man. I think people are just not.
Either that, or I think people try too hard.
Yeah, that too. I mean, because like I haven't done water changes. I'm starting to do them now, just like 20 gallons every month,
Yeah, I'm
just to
I'm on the
put in.
I'm on the once a month train too.
Yeah, just to put in the certain trace elements that I can't buy over the counter or whatever. But I dose potassium, fuel. Now I've done that stuff before. Everybody was talking about it. My LFS hooked me up on it, and I buy the 1 gallon fuel for. He gives me a good deal. We won't say the price, but it's a great deal. And I also do potassium, iodine, Lugo, and that's basically it, man. I mean, calcium reactor.
Yeah,
I need
Uh,
to
I'll
start dosing. Sorry.
I'll it's all right. I'll dose um, calcium and magnesium as needed because my calcium reactor is wide open and my
hmm
coral colonies are just really big. So to try to keep the parameters in that comfortable zone, I just test and dose accordingly. But I have not had any problems. I don't know if it's from the source that they're getting their stuff from. If the fish store guys just don't, you know what I mean? Like maybe
yeah,
they're a little sick before they get them, or you gotta if you buy quality stuff, I think you get better results. If you know what I mean?
yeah. Now, see, like how I look at everything the same way I've always looked at like cars and like all my other hobbies like bodybuilding and stuff. You gotta know what to be cheap with. You know, like I don't ever recommend people to be cheap with like I call it heartbeat like material. Like things like I don't know, like anything that's essential to like the heartbeat of your tank or
Right.
the heartbeat of anything in your hobby. I don't ever recommend people to be cheap on that. You know.
Don't go cheap. Exactly. I
Yeah, but
said that.
everything else, I'm all for cheap. I'm all for cheap, man. Like, cause like I said,
Like
it's every industry has is flooded by companies that what I mean. It's the next best this, the next best that. Like for
and it's
example,
yeah,
to me,
they're
like
saying their
radions.
stuff is better. Yeah.
I think radions are gimmicks. Um, and that's just me. I've seen radions in person, and everybody's just like, "Oh my god, they look so much nicer." I'm just like, dude, if I paid $500 for a light, it's gonna look really nice. Like I will tell myself it looks amazing till I could justify the price. Like it's just one of those things. It's just like an intense placebo effect, you know.
Yeah,
So
but the Radiants, I like them. I ain't gonna lie. I like the diversity of them. Not so much that the lighting in there is different than
Yeah.
this one or that one. I like the fact that it's programmable. I can turn them on and off with my Reef Link, and you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
it's programmable.
Hmm.
I have a set of AIs. You can do the same thing with those too. I mean, it's just I don't know,
Yeah. Should I actually
but
might mess with hydras because I know a lot of people sell them to get radions, so I might mess with hydras.
right, yeah. But I also think that like you're going back to like the harpy, like some people see stuff cheap and it might say it can do this, this, and this, and then they'll say, okay, well I bought this because it said this or that, and don't do the research or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
don't buy a cheap skimmer and expect it to do what the octopus or Geo would do, or you know what I mean. Or I'm sure there's
Yeah.
other brands out there. I'm not really familiar. Reef Octopus is what I used to use, and when I got into the hobby in like 1993, I mean, that's all that was around. MRC, Reef Octopus, stuff like that. But you're going to pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, don't don't chimp out on it and then expect that something not to go wrong. Like I was telling everybody earlier, that I've done it and I lived and learned my mistakes. You know what I mean? Never, never skimp out on filtration. Never, and especially not in anything, even in freshwater. Like I don't see why people do that. Like they want success, but they don't want to spend the money. Well, then if you ain't gonna do that, then you shouldn't even be thinking about getting an aquarium because that's just all this is. It's like owning a boat. You're happy when you buy it, and you're gonna be happy probably when you sell it. You're in the hobby to spend money. That's what it. That's how I look at it. I mean, how many people in your family tell you you're crazy for spending $100 on a freaking carbonate or you know what I mean, like a rock that could die. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they say it to me all the time.
I don't disclose how much things cost me. I've had a few people come to my house that looked at my tank and was just like, I can't believe you spent this much money on your tank. I was just like, what are you talking about? And like they knew somebody in the hobby, so they kind of understand the prices, and they're just like, you have well over $5,000 in this. I was like, let's not talk about this.
Yeah, I mean this is what we do. You know what I mean? People have
Yeah.
race cars and people are, you know what I mean? People play drum or whatever your hobby is. I mean,
Yeah. And
people.
that's the thing I hate. People like, oh, this is an expensive hobby. No, the fuck, it's not. It's really not expensive.
What else do you do besides this? And then you total up what they've done. You know what I mean?
Like, you
I'm
know
just
how like, are you into cars? Were you ever into cars?
not me. No, I mean, my father did, but I never. No, I never. I got like snowmobiles and four wheelers and
Oh, okay. But like, I remember back 10 years ago, trying to get your car, get a 500 horsepower car, 10-second car, dude, that was expensive. You know what I mean?
oh
That
my
was
god, it's
expensive.
beyond expensive.
So I'm just like, honestly, golfing is expensive. This is not an expensive hobby. I don't care what anybody says. It's expensive when you start killing shit left, right, and center.
Exactly, and that's when people get frustrated, and then you ask them, well, what kind of system are you running? What do you have? And we always go back and we always hear people say, well, you can do this, this, and this, and have a successful reef tank. Well, yeah, you can, but what kind of corals are you going to put in? You ain't putting SPS in that tank.
Yeah,
And if somebody tells you to go ahead and do that, then they don't know what the hell they're doing, and that's why you're killing the stuff. I mean, you can get away with a lot more with leathers and softies and zoas and mushrooms or whatever than you can with an SPS tank. Now, would I ever own a nano SPS tank? I would never put my SPS in a 10-gallon tank and hope that it's gonna be successful. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's not feasible. It's not economical for the, you know what I mean? All around, it's wrong.
yeah,
But people do it, and if you talk to them 4 years from now, I bet you that tank is not up.
Dude, then that's the thing. Like nano tanks don't last.
No.
You know what I mean? I never I know very few people. I don't know anybody in person with a nano tank that's more than a year old. Like, you know?
Yep.
I
They're
see them
cool
go
when you
up and
first
come
start them.
down. Like the whole perk is like, oh, it's cheap. Nano tank is far from fucking cheap, man. My 40-gallon is cheap. Like, you know?
Yeah, nano tanks are they're a way of doing things like, you know what I mean, like a beta tank for freshwater. They're trying to sit there. Yeah, you put a clownfish in there, you do this, that. But it's a way for people to make money off of you because you're gonna have problems. You're gonna have nuisance algae. You're
Exactly.
gonna have this, that, and that. And they're gonna say, well, no, it's not this, but if you buy this, this will fix that. And then you put that stuff in there, and then
You
you know
got
what
to
I
fix
mean?
something else.
It's
Exactly. And
yes, it's
that's
just
the thing.
like a mechanic.
If you notice, do you notice like in all reality, all the supplements, all this and that, and like all this bullshit is geared towards small tanks. It's not geared towards big tanks. You know what I mean? It's really not.
Yeah, it's a way for them
Like
to make money.
yeah. Like first and foremost, why I don't like nano tanks is you can't crank flow. You cannot put a lot of flow in the nano tank because
Right.
it's so the distance from wall to wall is so short that you can't emulate anything natural in high flow. Like, you know what I mean, you'll just peel the skin off of everything. You know, so
Yeah, I mean, they are cool. People like them. Blah blah blah. Whatever.
don't get
But
me wrong, I would do one. I low key I really do want a nano tank, and there are certain people that I recommend nano tanks to. Like my cousin, she wants a saltwater, and I recommend a nano tank, and that's because I'm probably going to be taking care of it. You know, and I wouldn't
right.
steer her wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm the
Yeah, I
type of
just
person like
feel.
I'll do like a 10-gallon nano tank with like a 40-gallon sump.
Right.
Like that's me. You
I
know,
just feel like a nano tank. Anything that's under. I think a nano is like anything under 30 gallons.
under
But I
40.
just feel like, or 25 or something. But I feel like if you're gonna do a nano tank, I want me personally. I want to give my fish the best hut, the house, best home, best whatever. I mean, that I could possibly give these animals. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
for me to stick a set of clowns in a 6 line or whatever, 3 4 fish in there in a 20-gallon tank, I just feel like
yeah,
it's not humane. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see you
yeah.
put a pair of clownfish, but are you really going to be happy with just clownfish? Nobody
That's the
really is.
thing.
You know what I
Like
mean?
who like and I like yo, dude. Honestly, like I blame YouTube for so much shit. Like, and this is not like you have people like all right, Quillfish 12G, right? He's people try to emulate him and don't realize like he he's not really a tank guy. He's more of a
Cats were saying,
hobby guy. Like he enjoys every aspect of the hobby. Like, you know what I mean? He gets his kick off from seeing other people's tanks. You know what I mean? Like he has two clownfishes. Um
But you know what? For him doing what he's doing, though, he doesn't have his tanks overstocked. No, he's not really a tank guy. I mean, he's in college. I think he graduated
exactly.
already.
So that's what I'm saying. Like he can't really be a tank guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's no way like he's like satisfied. Like I don't care what anybody says. He's not. You can't be satisfied with that. And people try to emulate it,
No, no,
looking
that's
at
just
him like, oh, he's had it for so long. He's had it for 4 years, 5 years, and like like you're never gonna be satisfied. Get something you're gonna be satisfied with. Like you know what I mean? Like
right.
I'm like I'm satisfied on a good day. Like today is a day I came home and I look at my tank and I'm like, yo, like man, look at what I did. Like you know what I mean? There's no way I'm gonna look at a nano and like you know what I mean and think
Yeah,
like,
because you're
wow, this
constantly going to want to change it, and you're going to want
yeah,
to
and you
pull
want
that
to
out.
add
I mean,
corals.
but you can't. You're going to be going to the store. It's like It's like giving a waterhead retard a sucker and telling him not to open it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Don't get me wrong. I like nano tanks. It's
dude,
just
I love them. I love them. There's like a certain there's an
they
art.
look cool. They look
There's an art
awesome.
to
But
them.
it's
There's an
just
art to them. They're kind of like freshman
yeah.
water.
There's an
There's an
art.
art.
And
Yeah,
it's just once stuff starts growing and you can have problems. When you first set them up, they look beautiful, but I just don't think
but
longevity of it is
here's the funny thing is I've never seen one grown in.
me neither.
You know, it's like and people like ooh and all over it. I'm just like it's all frags. It's a tiny tank with frags. They take up close pictures, and it looks like amazing. It looks huge. Like you know what I mean? It's so deceptive. So deceptive. Like you know what I mean?
Right. See, I want big colonies, man. I want like 15 to 20 pieces that have grown in
Like about at
and just
least like like about 6 inches in length, right?
right. Yeah, I have a quite yeah, just you know what I mean? Nice hand, like open your hand as wide as you can open it.
Hmm.
I want my colonies. I want like 15 to 20 of them like that. Just all like, you know what I mean? So the fish could swim in and out and just
Yep.
then I could prune it back and escape and then it's like almost like Mr. Miyagi in it. Like, you know what I mean? I want to trim it back
Nah.
and then
Here's a beautiful thing about like when your stuff starts growing, like people people frag shit and they're like, oh, I gotta throw it in the garbage. Like a cool thing to do is take that frag when you clip it and put it in the direction you want it to grow. If you want it to grow up, put it on the top of the coral. It'll heal back into the colony and just keep growing. You know, like I hate seeing people throw this shit away.
yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's why I want to get a frag tank because if I start clipping and doing this, I want to end
Yeah,
up
but I'm
giving them to
saying
my LFS
you could
and
always like add it like with Monty caps. Like that's what I do with my Monty. Whenever it grows the direction I don't want it to grow, I break it and and I add a layer. Like I get a little bit of glue and I add another scroll to it. You get what I'm saying?
yep,
I know a lot of people that have these ridiculously scrolling Monty caps. That's what they do. You know what I mean? Like these Monties with these crazy scrolls. You're just like, how can that thing grow and there's like no light? Like, you know what I mean? Like the way it scrolls, it's just like impossible for the coral to get light. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like a trick. Like I seen one YouTuber do it, and like that's what he does. Is like he has these interestingly shaped acropores, and he basically prunes them and like takes the frag that he cuts off and adds it to like the top or the left hand side or the bottom. You know what I mean? He glues it on real quick and lets it heal, regrow.
right. That'd be cool. I
Hmm.
did that with my plugs. I stuck them right in the middle of my red money, and they grew around the plug now. So now I got acros that are growing out of them.
That's dope. That's dope. But yeah, I have no luck with chalices either, like you.
Yeah, no, they have to. My tank is way too flowy or I mean whatever, man.
So
It just no.
I like so I don't know if it's like flow or what. I'm kind of just thinking it's chemical. I think there's like a lot of things we just don't understand. Like I think the reason certain things just don't work together is just because of chemical. Like you know what I mean? Chemical inhibitors that just stop other corals from growing. I've lost every single chalice that I've ever put in my tank. You know,
Really,
my Sidiums do pretty good. Like my Hollywood Stunner, that does fantastic. Like I can't kill it. Like but it's not a real chalice. It's a mycelium. But yeah, but like a genuine like a OG chalice, a mummy eye chalice, like I can't grow those. Like
how did your nitrate experiment go? Al wants to know.
all right, you're gonna get mad, Al. But so the first day I dosed it, I got it up to 2.5 parts per million. Um, and then I tripled the dose the next day because I was really impatient. It shot up to about 20 parts per million, and I haven't tested it since. So I don't know if my system completely pulled it out or if it's kind of like holding itself at that. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like hoping that that 20 parts per million became a new normal. What I do notice though is, and here's the thing, it's hard for me to know like this is just a really bad time for me to play with the tank, just because I get like 4 degrees temperature swings a day. You know, because like when I'm out at work, I don't cool the tank. Besides the fan, when I come home, I turn the AC on, so I'll go from about 82, 83. Today I got it to about 84 degrees, and my
Wow.
tank is down. Yeah, my tank is down to about 70, 78, 79 right now. So my tank goes through like these gnarly, gnarly temperature swings, and I could see it. Like, you know, what I mean, I could see like the effects of it. You know, I lose color, and it sucks. So it's not really an appropriate time for me to be experimenting.
You don't want to get a chiller, or
No, no, I don't believe in chillers.
What
you
about
don't
a
believe?
fan on top of your tank on the
No,
water?
I have a fan on top of the tank, but it can't regulate temperatures past about 81 degrees. It just won't. It can't keep it cool enough.
You said you don't believe in chillers. Why don't you believe in them?
Because I ain't kill anything yet, so I ain't gonna kill anything without one. Yeah,
Right.
like, you know, like, and that's the thing. Like, people like, oh, my tank had a 2 degree temperature swing. I got up to 80 degrees today, and I crashed my tank. No, you crashed your tank because you did something stupid. Like, you know,
Right on. Yeah.
like I said, like, dude, I could bring my tank down to 4 degrees in one night, like in a few, like in 2, 3 hours. Like, you know what I mean? And nothing dies, nothing. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I I don't understand how people kill shit. I really don't. Like, I forgot who I
Yeah.
was.
I
I think I
think.
was talking to like reefing community. He's just like zoas, dude. I had zoas that I buried under the sand because I didn't like them. They grew out of the sand. They literally grew out the sand. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I can't kill shit. Like, I'm pretty sure I could if I really wanted to, but you kind of get what I'm saying. It's just like it's a lot harder for things to die than people make it out to be. Like,
I
you
think
know,
people already had stuff going south to begin with, and then the
yeah,
temperature swing just adds to it because what does heat do? It produces more bacteria, takes the oxygen out of the water, blah 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 blah. So if your corals weren't healthy to begin with, and your
yep,
temperature raises to 84,
hmm,
they had nothing else but to do to but die. You know what I mean?
exactly. Like, I'm kind of weird. Like, I'm a, like I use my pH as an indicator. Like, you know what I mean? I use my pH as an indicator. Like, so, like, how I look at it is if my alkalinity is at like 8, 9, my pH is like 3, 5. I know for a fact like I could tolerate a certain amount of temperature swing because there's a good amount of oxygen in my tank. Like, you know what I mean? And
Right.
here's the thing, like, I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna run a fan over my tank all year round. And the reason why is because it increases the surface, the air exchange between the
Gas
water.
exchange.
It increases like exponentially. Like, I've never seen pH this high. Like, the whole like skimmer outside, that was cool. Like I got a little bump out of it. But the fan has made the biggest difference. Having a fan on my tank running almost 24/7 has made the biggest difference, just because of how much evaporation. And people are afraid, like, oh, I don't want my tank to evaporate. Like, why not? Like, you know how many gallons, like, you know what I mean? You know how much evaporation is going on, and like in the ocean. Like, if you were supposed to like volume off your tank into the ocean, like section off 120-gallon area, you know how much evaporation is going on there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, between the wind and the heat, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, my pH is good, man. I got a downdraft skimmer, so the air that it sucks in, it sounds like a air compressor. If I were to unplug my tube from outside, you wouldn't be able to hear the TV. You know what I'm saying?
wow, that's crazy.
I have like, yeah, it's an old school. If you look it up, man, it's Reef Concepts.
Yeah,
They're not even in business anymore, but they were very very high quality. Back then, when they were around, I think the skimmer cost like $1,000.
yeah,
I got it for like $200,
yeah.
earlier this year. So,
You
um,
route your skimmer outside, right?
yeah, it's got a 3/8 to almost a half-inch inlet sucking air in.
Crazy.
Um, so I mean, yeah, my pH is always like 8.2 or better, always.
Yeah, my same here. And that's another thing too. Like when it comes to skimmers, is no, and this is just like this is part logic and just part experience. With the little experience I do have, you know what I mean. Um, Skimmers aren't meant to be ran inside. Like your skimmer needs outside air, point blank, period. Because like when you think about it, like if you have a skimmer on, right, and people think, okay, it's aerating the water. Yeah, air is a very very vague term. Like nobody at any given time, you don't know what's in air. You know what I'm saying? So like you could have low pH and whatever, or low oxygen content in your tank, and you put on a skimmer, you think that's going to fix it. No, that can make it worse because what it's doing, you're concentrating the air beyond the surface tension of the water. Like, you know what I mean? The surface exchange, you're concentrating that like more into the water. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
even if you take in the ambient air and like thrashing it inside water, and so what do you think is going to happen? The water is going to get more concentrated of that air that's already having a negative effect on your tank. Like all skimmers should be routed outside. Like that's just how it should
Well,
be.
think about it this way too. Your air in your house is stale. That's why we have to
Exactly.
open our windows and we have to
Exactly.
do, you know what I mean?
So like
And then
so
if
that's
you're spraying stuff, your colognes, your hairspray, your, whatever, you're cooking,
exactly
all of that smells goes when you don't have a tube going outside, your skimmer is sucking in all that air, this dust, everything we have in here,
exactly
putting
exactly
it right into your system.
exactly. You know, and then people are worried about, oh, what about like car exhaust from the outside? Like, listen, ain't nothing outside gonna kill your tank. Like, oh, I got to put on like a carbon block for pollen, or pollen ain't never kill nothing. Pollen only kills weak kids. Like,
Yeah, I don't put nothing. I got the hose right in there. The only thing that stops it is my screen.
yeah,
You know what?
yeah.
And my
Man,
skimmer, by the time it makes its way through that air exchange through the water, and my micro bubbles that are catching, it's going to be filtered out anyways.
exactly, exactly.
But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I think all skimmers should be ran with an airline tube to get
Outside.
fresh air. All of them. Yeah.
Yep. Write that down, kids.
Write it down.
That's a secret sauce for y'all. Like, if you have a high concentration of CO2 in your house, you turn your skimmer on. Guess what? Your tank's gonna have a higher concentration of CO2 because it's pushing all the oxygen out because you're cramming more CO2 in. You know, but yeah,
All right.
All my corals, man, my Millie, my huge big giant Millie, it's kicking off like something fierce. All the tips are all white and
yeah. What color, Millie?
it's just like a strawberry or pink. I don't know. It's got like green base with red.
Green base, like it's a rainbowish base with like pinkish. You don't even know what color pink it is, and it's a non-fluorescent pink, but like it's like very light
Looks red,
fluorescent.
pink. Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
yo, that thing grows like a weed. I have
Mm-hmm.
two kinds. I have one that tables, and I have one that branches.
I got one that kind of looks about the same. It well, it started like brownish purple, and then it
Uh-huh.
turned green flares with the purple, and then now it's like starting to turn like whitish pink with green polyps. Pretty
With
cool.
green polyps.
Well, like green around the polyps, sorry.
Oh, that's nice. That sounds nice.
But
Mine only the base is like greenish, yellowish, rainbowish.
I don't know if it's growing. But all yeah, like you said, all the tips are like white. It used to be like bright purplish, but now yeah, it's starting to change.
Yeah.
My Oregon tort is also starting to change weird color because the other ones I've seen frags of, like they're kind of green on the inside, and mine's like turning different color. It's weird.
Nice. Oh man, this
Still
jack
waiting
is
on
Five
hitting me.
$5,
sorry,
homie.
$5.
Yeah, he said the older and more mature your tank gets, the better. Well, he said it's better that the pH will hold better, but also too, the older and more mature your tank gets, the better your SPS will grow too,
Yeah.
because you'll have more. And I'm sure you heard everybody say this. You'll have all those like little sponges and
Yeah.
different things that you actually need. And know what I like to do too? I don't know if you guys find this good or bad, but I've been buying like small pieces of like wild colony like zoas, and that rock is from the actual ocean, so it's basically giving me different bacteria that I wouldn't have from artificial not artificial. All
Wait,
my stuff is
you put that in
pecan.
your display?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're bugging, dude. That's how I got those. That's how I got the bristle worms. It came off of the wild colonies. I've never had them before, but what I do is I take the wild colonies off the bases normally, and I throw the bases in my sump.
Oh yeah, that's what. Well, a lot of them, but now I've been finding that I'm getting different microfaunas, and you know what, my wrasses. I mean, I got punks, but my coarse wrasse, I mean, it thing's huge and fat. So anything that's on the rocks, you know what? Knock on wood, I've never had red bugs or flatworms, and if I
Yeah.
do, they're eating them. Um, or any pests, my fish are because I got five Springer damsels.
Oh, dude, those
So
damsels are no joke. And see that's another thing like people don't talk about. That damsels are just as good as wrasses.
yeah, they all got their own section of the tank, so they all got their own rock that they keep clean, and
Yeah.
they if I put my hand in there, they'll tear me apart, man.
Yeah. Nah, I think
But
damsels are like the Talbot damsels, like the asshole damsels are like essential, man. Like
yeah,
I put them on timeout, right? Because I had to introduce a new tang, and they were like fucking my tang up. So I put them in the sump. Dude, I had
yeah,
like no pods left.
yeah.
Like they wiped my whole sump clean. I was like, fuck.
So I mean, there's another place that's close to me that just picked up. They got all kinds of different wild zoas, and
Yeah.
they're like $60 for the rock, dude. I'm gonna buy like three or four, and they're decent sizes too. And I'm gonna put those I'm gonna put them all in the bottom of my tank so that it'll just fill it up nice. But then I got real nice, good live rock.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't need no more live rock. I got plenty, but
Yeah.
just to get some different bacteria.
Yeah.
I would like to order. I know it's hard as hell now, but it'd been cool to order like a box straight from the ocean
Straight from
to
the
my
ocean,
door.
right? I want that shit
Yeah,
stink. I want it smelly.
yeah.
Yeah. You are you bare bottom or sand?
In my tank, I have only one bag of 40 pounds of sand. So basically, the whole front of my tank is all the sand is pushed away. So I just have enough for my wrasses to sleep in.
Yeah.
There's like none in the back. I mean, so 40 pounds in a 7 foot tank, 2 foot wide is very minimal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. So I want to do bare bottom on my next tank, but I don't know how I'm going to accommodate the wrasses.
Yeah, that's another thing where you could take a container
Yeah,
and
but
you
I
would
don't want
put
it to look ugly.
no, that's what I'm saying. So you'd build the rock around it. So
Hmm.
basically, they'll know like that's their home is like where the sand is, obviously. So you would put so if you have 3 islands, you would have 3 containers of like 1 inch or 2 inches of sand, and then you
Hmm.
would build your structure around it where you wouldn't see it, and they will find that sand and they will know where that's at. So at nighttime, they'll be able to go in there and bury themselves.
Okay.
I've seen a night. I forget who did it. If you look it up on YouTube, there was somebody that showed me that or showed everybody that, but I happened to catch the video. It's pretty cool because I think his tank was probably 6 foot or bigger, and
Hmm.
he did that. He took a you go to the dollar store or whatever, and he had like, or you can make it. Take acrylic and glue it,
Yeah.
and he put it behind his 3 structures, and
That's
you would
See,
never.
that's what I'm thinking about doing is like going the acrylic route and making like an acrylic baffle along the back of the tank and doing my aquascape so that you can't really see the bottom back of the tank. You know what I'm saying? And just have like maybe like 3 inches from the back to the front.
That'd be cool.
Uh, yeah, and just having it run the entire length of the back.
Because then, if you think about it, that acrylic's going to get coralline algae on the face of it. Your back of your tank, I leave the back of my tank. The sides are all clean, but the back is coralline algae. So,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then you just build your structure around it. It'll be feasible, and your course your wrasses will know they'll have plenty of space the whole length of your tank to bury themselves.
yeah. So we'll see.
Murphy said, anyone else notice all the nitrate problems folks have with bare bottom? Generally having to run biopellet reactors.
Well, that's their problem, Murphy. I ain't gonna have that.
Is this an alien on top of another alien spacecraft?
I
I'm
took
put.
my biopellet reactor off because I had too much. I got too much Chaeto and Callirpa and everything. I'll strip in my tank, and I didn't even have. I had like maybe 200 mLs in the total amount of the water I had. I mean,
Yeah,
and I still have low nutrients. I just pulled out a bunch of Chaeto because I'm trying to get it to where it's perfect. You know what I mean? Like I'm
yeah,
running. I think my nitrates they're not bad. They're like 5. I would like to see them at like 10, just because of
yeah.
all the coral I have, and my phosphates are at 1. So phosphates are a little high right now.
One.
Yeah,
Jeez, that's super high.
that was like a week and a half ago when I tested.
Yeah,
But I've been feeding like crazy to try to um, and I don't know if it's because I had so much Chaeto too, and some of that stuff was leaching back in, so I just cleared it all out the other
yeah.
day.
Dude, I haven't harvested my Chaeto in ages. I need to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I mean, I don't. I'd only feed. I feed myosin. I feed Rod's Reef or Rod's Food or whatever. I
Yeah.
feed different oyster feast, reef chili.
How
That's all I
much?
really do.
You don't do dry?
No, I don't feed none of my fish pellets or flake.
Oh wow. I feed mine's pellets 4 times a day. I feed my tank 4 times a day, typically, and that's on the Apex auto feeder. And
So I'm wondering if it's from all the frozen food, the phosphates.
mm, who knows? I don't know. I can't answer you on that. know.
My tank still looks good, though. I mean, I don't know.
The flavors you work with, they're delicate, great finish. I love that they're not chocolate. And I love the flavors really well. I hate that alien.
Anyways, yeah. So I gotta get on that.
Yeah. So what's it called? Another thing too, a part of the next build I have is the NO3 blocks by Brightwell Aquatics. That's
Right.
doped with sulfur. Um, so for the frag section, I want, a few of those with like maybe a few phosphate blocks and whatever. Not a lot. And then I'm gonna put sand in the refugium section. You know, so
Yeah, I put one of those marine pure blocks. I got one of those in my 55 part of the filtration
yeah,
with a
yeah,
bunch of I got a lot of fucking man. If I had to get rid of all this rock, I got a lot of rock, man.
yeah. No, but yeah, I'm not gonna go with a plain marine pure. Just like I want the one that's doped with like sulfur and GFO already. You know, I actually kind of want to try Pukani, not like exclusively Pukani, but I definitely want to put Pukani in my tank. And
Yeah,
um,
my whole tank is Pecani rock.
did you pre-cycle it?
Nope.
Did you have an algae problem?
No. Actually, what I did was I took it and now I get it from my LFS. Now, whatever they've done to it, it's dry. So, um, I don't know. I think it still had sponges and stuff. What I did was for 3 days, I had it in regular fresh water
Yeah,
in my tank. It started smelling really, really bad. I went and bought Dr. whatever that
Tim's.
stuff is, Tim's.
Yeah,
I dumped 2 bottles of that in there. I let it sit. I let it sit for a few days, just let it run. The smell started going away. Then I hooked
yeah,
up my protein skimmer, left the lights off, never turned the lights on at all
yeah,
for probably a good month. I mean, unless somebody wanted to see it or whatever.
yeah,
And then within that month, it cleared up. Everything was good. Never did a water change or anything. Went ahead and started breaking down my 120. Took all
yeah,
the live rock that was in my sump in there and put it in this sump. Let it run for another week, and then I broke it all down. Put everything in there at one time, all
yeah.
my coral, my fish, everything. And needless to say, I never lost one thing.
That's what's up.
Never had algae break. I mean, never had. Yeah, I mean, I had a little diatoms on the rock because it was changing from dead rock to whatever. But
Yeah,
never, ever, ever. If you looked at my tank, you wouldn't think it started it 8 months ago.
yeah, yeah. Same here. You look at my tank, you would never thought I started like a year and two
Yeah, I
months
bought
ago.
like 200 pounds. It cost me like 400, $500.
Damn.
And yeah, it's just my LFS has 4 pallets of how they come in. The Pecani rocks. He
Yeah,
bought like 4 or 5 pallets. It's in his just big giant garage. It's like on a pallet. I mean, if anybody's looking for Pecani rock, dude, this guy's got because you're not gonna be able to get it anymore.
why?
They got I don't know. He just said they got you just ain't gonna get it. He said I don't know. I'm assuming was there a band on it or something because now whoever has whatever that's fine, but they're not gonna be able to just go and order it from over wherever they get it from.
Yeah,
So the distributor that gets it from overseas, they're not gonna be able to get it. So when it's all out, it's out.
Just like with the coral, if it doesn't start up soon, where are they going to be selling?
Yeah, my LFS is struggling right now. I mean,
But hey,
he has like 5 Ophelia like hammers, like 2. Like he ain't got shit. He used to have it packed.
yeah,
So I don't think it's gonna. I think it'll open up. I can't. That's those people's livelihoods. Um, I'm not trying to sit there and say fuck the ocean and let's just keep taking stuff for us, but for what they're really doing to that to the reefs isn't nearly as bad as what boats and fishermen and you know what I mean. They need to stop all that. People going out there and collecting, and they're actually trying to do the right thing, and they're growing pieces and aquaculture in them and stuff like that. I mean, that's their only way of short. That's their only way of food. I mean, they have to allow these people to ship and do that. I mean, you know what I mean? Like how long is that going to last before people
yeah,
start starving? You know what I mean?
Lord,
Well, they won't starve. They'll do it illegally.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
But DM, I'm out of here, man.
All right, boss. Been nice talking with you.
You too. Take care, gang.
Yeah, man.
All right, buddy. Yeah, I just hope I hope it opens up again, man. I feel like LFS is all around the world is going to be, struggling.
Right. Do you by chance remember is there any like super I don't know, like long but short kind of like frag style tanks but skinnier?
Really long but skinny.
Yeah.
Innovative Marine makes a tank like that.
No, I'm in the store. You said that you had like a whole warehouse. I know I've seen some of the tanks, but uh,
No, my LFS. Well, Aquatica. He's got like a warehouse, man, and it's just filled with Pecani rock, and he's got he buys loads and loads of everything.
are you talking about the one that's right next if you go through the doors next door thingy?
Yeah, it's right there. He's got that tub, but I mean, he's got an actual warehouse with
Well, that's what I'm
pallets.
saying. Is there more to be seen at the warehouse that I don't know about?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's unless you work there has been at the warehouse. I mean, he's got an actual warehouse that's under lock and key. You know what I mean? You got to open up the door and
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are there any like tanks or anything like that that that
yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's got whatever if you want something, he's got it. I mean, he's got a 150-gallon horse trough, the plastic Rubbermaid ones I'm getting from him, and I'm thinking of running 2 lines out the back of my tank, not the tank itself, but through the wall to outside, and I'm gonna put like a Rubbermaid shed, kind of like almost like Jeff from Daily Reefing. Um, put it in the corner of my house, like in the where basically the other side, but outside where my tank is, and fill that up with water and just fill it up with live rock,
All right.
and then run heater obviously, and it'll be enclosed, and the water from in the house will keep that water during winter. It'll keep it thawed. You know what I'm saying? So it'll work. I'm thinking, or I might have to line the 150-gallon trough with like heat tape and then plug that in, and that'll keep it somewhat warm enough during the winter.
Well, you can always if you're putting in a little shed, you can always insulate the shed well enough too.
Murphy's going to bed.
Nightmare.
Later, Murph.
But yeah, I don't know. It's I'm looking for something kind of off or weird. That's what I didn't know if you knew of anything kind of like hidden gems or something.
Oh yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff, man. He's got different lighting, and uh, he's got so much stuff in there that's been used. And I mean, I'm telling you, he's got a lot of stuff, man. That guy's got tons and tons of shit, dude.
Now you got me wanting to go see his warehouse, but he's probably just not gonna let some random dude off the street.
Yeah, no, because he has like other stuff, like for like he's got his stuff that he sells. It's like basically a warehouse for all the material, but then he's got like a section where it's just all kinds of like used stuff that people are looking for something. He actually he's holding right now. He's holding some XR 15s for me till I finish getting everything situated, and I'm gonna pick up two of those and have those on the outer. Get rid of the black boxes,
Nice.
but yeah, I just want to improve my filtration a little bit better. Just tweak it, add a little bit more water volume, because obviously the more water you have, the better off we are. So more stable, more. I mean, when I get my mangrove trees, I'm gonna put those in the 38 for right now, but I'd like to display them so that I can like look at them and
Right. Well, that's why I'm looking for. I'm kind of. I don't know if I want acrylic, but I'm looking for a uh, a sump, but basically like the layout of a 40, but almost double the length. So almost 6 foot, but it has to be less than 6 foot to fit in the stand. So like 5.5 foot long by like 2 feet deep by like say a foot tall.
he's got sumps like that are used that are really long that you can like gut them out and just he's got a couple sitting in the front doorway right now that I think were used that are like 5 foot by 15 inches by or whatever, you know what I mean?
Right. Do you know how much he was asking for him?
No, not off the top of my head. Ask Murphy. I gave him one. I don't know if he's already probably gone, but I don't know if he's going to use it. But I gave him an old style Berlin system sump. I don't know if he's using it on his tank or if he's got rid of it or. But it was like 36 inches long or 4 foot or something like that by 15 by 15 or something.
Well, right. Well, like, I don't know. Like, the 40 breeder does okay, but I want to be able to fill. I'm kind of want a custom, but I don't know. Like, I want it to be able to fill the whole bottom of the stand and have my water reservoir for my ATO on the end of
Right.
it. So basically filling up the entire bottom.
Yeah, I want to do a better ATO and try
Man, I got
to.
the Kinsey osmolator for $99.
The 9155 or whatever.
I don't know what the difference are between them.
Yeah, I got one, but I can't seem to get it to work right. I don't know. The eyes are, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know. It's just,
Really?
yeah, you know how you got the two eyes?
Right.
So I don't know if one is right, one is for the top and one's for the bottom, and if you mix them up, or I don't know, but I don't
I
think
could
so.
show you,
Yeah.
but if you are you using it? If not, I'll
No, I
give you a
took it
few
off
bucks.
and I got the ATO, but I would like to use it. It's a cool little gadget, you know.
Dude, it kind of confused me at first, but now I got it set up, and it unless your water level in your reservoir runs dry, I mean, you never have to touch it. But like, yeah, setting the eye and stuff was kind of weird because it didn't explain it at all.
Right,
Like,
and it just I can't get mine to. I don't know. It's
so
hard to explain.
so like when you put in the eye sensor, you're supposed to pull that bracket all the way up. So they don't tell you about that because if you don't, it's just going to automatically send the float switch all the way to the top, which sends that sensor beeping.
Yes, that's what mine was doing. All it did was keep beeping.
Okay, so all you need to do is a simple thing. You
Hold
take
on,
that.
hold on. Let me go grab it. All right, hold on for a second. I got it. Let me turn my camera on and I could show you.
No problem.
All right, I have no shirt on because that's just the way I roll.
No problem.
So here's my tube.
Yep.
Here's my pump.
Yep.
So here's the oscillator.
Okay. Yeah. So here, face it towards the camera. So the eye sensor on your left hand side. Yeah, yeah. So it has you can either do it with it on or you can take it off, but that little bracket it's setting in, physically move it up or down, and if you move it all the way up, it's kind of a little difficult to move.
All right, so it's all the way up.
And then it shouldn't send off the sensor. Because when you have it all the way down like that, it automatically sends off the sensor.
So I took it off because I thought it was like broke or something, but
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a weird learning curve, but I figured it out, and
oh, it's
I
five
have no problems with it.
the five
Yep,
zero 5017.
yep.
So now I don't know if they go bad or not, but it seemed like it wanted to work, but I couldn't get it to do its thing. So I'll fart around with
Well,
it tomorrow then and see if I can get it to.
well, was it clicked down? Did it go up a notch when you just tried to play with it?
You know how you try to get it says pump on. If it's too low, it'll go on, and level or too high. It's hard to get it to be level. You know what I'm saying? It was hard for me to get this thing to be level.
Huh.
So I don't
So,
I don't know if my eye is bad.
do you have a lot of movement in your sump?
Uh I might have at the
I
time
mean,
of trying to do this.
like the eye sensor uses like a little laser,
Right.
is what it is. So if you have a lot of moving water with all those waves and stuff, especially with that float switch, if it's bobbing up and down, I don't know. There's a lot of different variations that could happen, but I mean it shouldn't be it should be usable. Especially if you just got it, the eye sensor shouldn't be bad on it. If it is,
Oh, I
then
bought it
you just
used from Mario. I bought it used.
well,
But
yeah.
he
If it's
said it
from Mario,
worked,
it should work. It should work then.
and I just
I
couldn't.
got that simplicity skimmer off of him use.
I'm just
Yeah, the little
wondering.
bracket that holds the
Yeah.
little bracket. If you physically play with it, you can set it to what you like.
Yeah, I would love to get this thing to work because the ATO just bothers me, man. It's just always beeping and
Yeah, I have no problems with mine. I've had one problem when I first got it. Uh, I didn't. I don't know. I didn't. Mine didn't come with like the little clip for the tubing, so I just used like a one of those twisty ties, and the tube came out. But that wasn't like it was just me being stupid. It wasn't anything with the ATO. So other than that, I mean, I just used the different clip to hold the water or the water line down. It's perfectly fine since then.
so as long as that's all the way up, it should work.
That's that I've had no problems.
Now, where do you set your water line? In the very edge of this?
Um, yeah, you kind of got to play with it a little bit. Yeah, it's like right at the edge because you got to think that float switch. When the float switch is completely elevated, is when it's going to start alarming.
When this piece goes all the way up.
Yeah, when the float switch. Yeah, so that's the alarm. So the eye is the first sensor, and if the eye ever fails, the float switch is the backup.
So I want this to be down.
No. It's perfectly fine as it is. The eye you want up a little bit more so that it's not throwing off your float switch.
So I want my water level down here,
Right at your eye.
right at the very bottom of that.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just me. Maybe it was the operator then, because I.
And if not, man, I mean, I could always when I plan on coming up there and visiting you some point, I can always help you with it a little bit.
Yeah, because I got the plug. It says Tunzi on there. I got everything, dude. It's just
Yeah. The only thing that I don't like is the beep on it is super loud, and when I'm doing like changing out my socks and stuff, it's annoying as all hell.
right. Yeah, this thing is cool. So K Reef's here.
So I was in the hangouts. Oh, cool thing. What's up?
Because I can't really see the eye going bad. You know what I mean?
I mean, unless it's scratched all hell where you can't physically
Yeah,
see
I got
through
the
it or
bracket
something.
for the water hose too. So
Yeah, see that little clip thing. Mine didn't come with that little bracket at the top.
right.
So what I did is I just stuck the tubing in between the glass and the little suction cup for the twister. it's I just rigged it, but
He charged me $60 for this.
it ain't bad. $90 for or $99 for $100 for a brand new.
Well, if it
We'll
don't work,
see.
it's a waste of money. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I'm pretty sure you can get the sensors come off of that, I believe, don't they? Or is it physically wired in there? I
I
don't
think
remember.
it's physically no. You can no. The cord that comes down, I think you can unplug them. Yeah, I think there is. There's like
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure you can get a replacement probe. It's probably going to be another 30 to $50 for that probe, but
right.
it's cheaper than buying a whole new setup. But I would definitely play with it and try that first. Because if you just played with it a little bit and it did click going up, then I almost guarantee it's probably your problem.
Yeah, it was just beeping. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
beep. I was just like, what is going on here?
But yeah, I like it a lot. I have no problems.
Oh, everybody swears by them. I mean, a lot of people have them.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a few different things. Like I've thought about getting a roller mat, but I've also thought about doing like a uh, a closed uh like I was talking about earlier, where it has like multiple bubble traps, but like in a high capacity, so like 10 or 12 in a small. So like the water has to travel under and over these different panels. So all the hard or more heavy material is going to get settled down in the bottoms while it's going up every time. So I don't know. I've been trying to play with kind of like a filter setup. Mad scientisting it.
Purple tip.
So, do you have any tips on helping your corals color up quicker?
No, I mean, I think if you dose potassium fuel, they give you know what I mean? They give you some of the blue and red pigments. But as far as coloring them up, I think T5s do a really good deal. Obviously, metal halides, but nobody wants to do them anymore. I mean, I'm doing them, but
Well, I got
like,
T5s. I
no,
got
T5 is probably the best option as long as you got enough of them and they're close
right.
enough. And
Well,
uh,
I got that 12 bulb fixture and then two SB
do you have
bar
that
or an
tank running
SB
right
bar
now?
on either side. What?
That tank's running.
Yeah.
I remember you put that Synergy overflow on that, didn't you?
Oh, all of my corals in it and everything, man. You should watch one of my videos, man.
Yeah, I gotta.
No hard feelings, nothing, man. If you don't want to watch it, it's fine. But yeah, it's everything's going great. But yeah,
You don't want to watch. No, that's not that. Hold on.
I got 12 T5s and then two 60-inch SB light bars on either side of that. And then I got two Gyre 250s and a little Tunzi pump on the inside, and then two different return pumps. So I have about 6,000 gallons per hour. Morphine was good though. Sorry to hear about that, K Town. Glad you're okay though. So what do I gotta do to get one of your frags of that blueberry deep water?
You mean me?
Yeah.
I gotta let it finish growing out and make sure that I give you a piece though.
You don't have any pieces that you accidentally broke off or anything like that?
No, not right. No, I baby that thing like literally.
I bet. One of my favorites is that little brown piece that I got from Rico because I know it's what it's going to become, and it's already like starting to turn green and starting to shoot out some shoots. Super excited. I like the look of deep water smooth skins.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Plus, they're always like an off color. They're not like a hard green or a hard pink or whatever. It's always like a very, very light. I like that. I'll be right back. Cheesecake time.
Cheesecake? I love cheesecake.
Yeah, some New York style. So, did you ever tell Pat if you're gonna go this October?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put in for it.
Oh yeah, man.
October
From
27th. I mean, that's a lot closer than Ohio.
yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, a whole bunch of people from what I've heard are going, like Billy and I think Dave's going. Chimp said that he may go. Plus, I've never been to Lazy's, so it's exciting.
What is stuck? What happened to K Reef or K Town?
He had kidney stone, I believe.
Oh, dude, that sucks. Oh man, I'd hate the man. Kidney stones ain't no joke, Joe.
Wonder how much Rico's gonna sell his tank for. You thought about getting this 300-gallon DM?
I'm hungry, man. I gotta snack on something.
Check this out.
What is it? Really? Where'd you get that at?
Yeah, a whole, almost a little bit over half. What are you snacking on, DM?
What's up?
What are you snacking on?
Vanilla whole milk yogurt.
Nice.
It's awesome. It's my dude. I can eat a whole. I can eat the whole like gallon of this. It's probably not good for me, but I like it.
I could probably eat this whole cheesecake. Definitely not good for me, but
Yeah, I can't wait to. I want. There's so much. So many like little upgrades I want to do.
like what?
I want to get the Apex EL. I want to get a couple more Radions. Like I said, he's holding. I want to add a little bit more water volume. I want to get battery backups, Ecotech battery backups, 2 of them.
Yeah, I definitely need to get battery backups for my gyre.
I want to get a better. I want to get rid of the metal halides, but I don't know. I want to get. I want to like customize my canopy a little bit better than what it is. There's little things that I want to do. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, I feel you with that. I got all kinds of little things.
A
But
few
the
more
thing
thousand.
is I just don't want to. I'm in such a good spot at the moment. Even look at my tank the wrong way because I don't want to get out of the groove. I've already transferred everything from that 125 to this 220.
I
And
just
within a
looked on
couple
your.
of weeks, I'm already.
I looked on your. I looked on your thing. You don't have that. That video ain't on there.
What'd you say?
I said your video. I was on your thing, and your video. I don't see with all your video with all the coral in there.
On the 220?
Yeah, it's not uploaded or something. I don't know. Hold on. I was just there.
Well, there should be plenty of other ones.
Yeah, I wanted to see the. Oh, here. Never mind. What's this one?
Like I have 360 videos up and all kinds of stuff. That's another
You got,
thing I want to play with. What?
you got a lot of tanks.
Yep. A lot of different things other than reefing. I like to keep my hobbies open.
So you're bare bottom.
Mm-hmm. I started out with sand in my 32 gal biocube, and I'll never have it again.
Is your yellow tang? Is that a koi tang?
I would not be able to tell you why.
Or
What? How would you know?
well, it looked like it had white on them and stuff. I mean, you know how it has. It looks like it could
He
be.
does.
Yeah,
He
it
has
looks like.
white stripes on him.
All right, so that could be. He could be genetically carrying. He might change as he gets older, where he'll like lose more yellow and be
Oh,
more
he's an old fish. He's over 15 years old for sure.
really.
That's what I've been told. The guy that I got most of my rock in the tank and all my fish from, other than the chromies and the new damsels, I bought the whole tank and system and everything in it. And the dude's coral that died and was skeletons is what I use as rock, as some of my base rock now. So this guy had his tank up for many, many a year, and he said that the yellow tang was the only fish that he had kept throughout the entire time. He said it was almost 15 years, and I've had it for almost a year. So,
Wow.
but I don't know if that's truthful. I don't know.
Oh, it could be.
I know if you take care of your fish, they can live for a long time. I don't know what the lifespan of a yellow tang would be, but
Yeah, they can live long, man. I mean, if you got 15
About
years out
30
of him,
years.
I mean, it's a lot better than the ocean. I bet you the ocean, you lucky you get 7, 8 years, 9 years, 10, if predators and
Nope. It says it's the opposite way. It says 30 years on the reef and 10 years in captivity. So mine's an old mofo if it's in captivity for 15 years.
they can live 30 years in the ocean.
It says 30 years on the reef or 10 years in captivity. But it says not much is known about the lifespan of yellow tanks. However, some of the sources have found them to living up to about 30 years on the reef and 10 years of captivity. So mine's pretty close to death's door. When I got him, man, I'll tell you what, he was pretty beaten up. He's really recovered because the tank that I got him and all the other fish out of, like the clownfish and stuff like that, he the tank water you could not see through. Even if you scooped out a handful, you could not see your hand. Like it was that thick and dark and nasty. Cause I don't. There's a whole bunch of stuff wrong with the tank, but I felt so bad for those fish. But they've lived through it all, man. They gotta love
I
that
believe
220.
that they do it. They base that off of captivity. You got to think. Some people put yellow tangs in 10-gallon saltwater tanks. Some people put yellow tangs in 500-gallon tank. I think the one that's in the 500-gallon tank is going to live a lot longer than the one that's in the 10-gallon tank. You know what I mean?
Right, for sure.
So
And that's the
they're
thing. He said that he didn't have much other fish than that tang and a couple of clowns in that tank. So I mean, for 125, one tang, that was a pretty big tank. And now he has a 220, so I hope he survives pretty well.
well, yeah. I mean, if you get another 5 years, that's he almost lived his full life. I mean, that's pretty damn good.
And I don't know what the difference is. Do you know what the difference is between powder tangs or hippo tangs or the blue tangs, the dories?
Yep.
You know the difference? So mine's looks like a normal hippo tang, but his entire belly is white.
Well,
I don't know if he's
yeah,
different,
yeah. I never seen that.
but when I first got him, he when he first got into my tank, he turned completely white, and then over time he's gotten his blue back, and then now his colors are really starting to pop again in the new tank.
So, have you ever had any problems with velvet or ick or anything with him? Because they don't have a slime coat, so that's why parasites tend to
Tank.
stick to them.
No, I've had no problems whatsoever on any of my fish. You know, he does have a little. I was looking at him the other day and I freaked out a little bit. He does have like a little spot on him, a little white spot, but it's only one spot and it's been the same spot since for months now. Hasn't changed.
Huh.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not like and like he doesn't rub, he doesn't do anything weird like that.
Scratching
And
and
I and
scraping, yeah.
right, he doesn't do anything like that. He'll hide and go underneath rocks. It's the closest he'll come to rocks whenever I come near the tank. Like too fast or anything, like he'll freak out. But I don't know, man. He's definitely different. But I really like his fan, his top fin fan. Like I said, he's really starting to get his colors back again. It's like yellow and
blue, yellow, and black. That's what color they are. Does this dorsal, or does this pectoral fins have like little yellow on his pectoral fins?
Uh, yeah. I don't know. I definitely know I want to get some more fish for that 220. It's pretty busy as it is right now, but I definitely want some more fish. Especially because, like, I don't have very high aggression levels, but there's definitely some picking and nipping at each other. So I think if I had even more of a high concentration of fish, it would die down even more. So that maybe there might be a torn fin or here or there, but no real everyone picking on one or this or that, you know. But I really like the personality of my damsels. Everyone talks so much crap about damsels, but like you said, like they all have their own rock that they clean. Like they have their own territories. Like they don't unless they're messing with one another, which they do, but like they don't like really tag each other. They kind of like just chase. But man, they don't really mess with each other in that big of a tank.
Yeah. Did you see Rico put out another video?
Yeah, I just watched it a little bit ago. Yeah, I wonder how much he's selling that 300 for.
Thought he was giving it to Murphy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Murphy said it was too much with he'd setting up that 125 and then the 300 on top of that with having a baby, and it's a lot.
Right.
Which I can understand, man. Going from I don't know, I'm pretty sure his biggest tank with his sump is like 50 gallons, 70 gallons, something like that. So going from that much water volume to 125 and then automatically going to a 300, like you would have to make a lot of changes really quick. Because you can kind of scale up because he has nice equipment for that 125. He'll have no problem, but with the 300, he have to get completely new set of equipment. That's another thing. That'd be a lot of money to get just to get it going. That 300. Because I thought I had enough when I had my 125 and switched everything over, and I bought a whole nother return pump. I bought a whole nother light set. Like you don't think about the hidden costs that are behind it. But man, if he only wanted a couple $100 for that 300, I'd go swipe it up tomorrow. But I know he's gonna want some money for it.
Yeah, 300. I mean, you're at 220. I mean, your next size would be like Rico, like 400. I mean, if I'm going bigger than what I'm at 240.
Nope. You got me all pegged wrong, sir. I'm gonna do a whole indoor pond with a viewing glass panel that I can physically scuba dive in.
Yeah.
That's my dream.
Are you?
That's my dream, dude. I mean, my plan is to go to school these next couple of years, and if everything goes as planned, I should be starting out about 80,000 a year as an RN. So that's my dream is to build my own indoor reef, like a legitimate reef. Like I've seen other people do it, and I have a lot of ideas about like I forgot who it is, but he has one of the largest ones. Um, Indoor living room one, and it's I think his is like shit. I can't even tell you. This is just off the top of my head, but anyway, the dude, his whole entire top of the tank is the top. Goes to the top of his house where it's completely open to sunlight, but then he has shades to shade his coral at different times of the day and different things. So I've thought about doing sunlight and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm playing with some different stuff, but I definitely know that's a big dream of mine that I want to make happen.
Yeah, I wanna go bigger.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I may get a 500-gallon tank or 1,000-gallon tank before that, but I am definitely going above and beyond what people would ever think is possible.
Yeah, I would like. This tank was big when I first set it up, but now that it's filled and I outgrew it already, I would like to go a little bit bigger. I think.
Every time I've put a tank in my house and filled it, it was already too small.
Yeah, I would like a 10 foot by 3 foot by 2 foot tank.
So my idea for my scuba diving tank, one of my idea setups is you know how old style Asian houses were, where they had open middles with like bonsai gardens and whatnot.
No.
So like if you think of a big square house and you completely remove the middle so that there's just an edging around the outside and the whole middle's open,
Okay.
like a big square. So like that
Right.
middle ground would be open so that you could have like a walk around section. I'm thinking of putting my big tank there and then using sunlight and then using the buildings with different shading techniques to play with it. So basically, no matter where you're at in the house, you could look at one way or another and see the tank.
My thing is, I want a very large system, but I want to be able to access it and clean it. So, like, if I
So
had
that's
like a 10 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot or 30 inches, I could still enjoy it and take care of it. And
I like the 30 inches, but it's like right on that edge where everything's like right out of reach. You gotta adjust every time. But I don't know. It's always just like I want. I want to have to wear scuba gear to clean my tank. But that's many a year down the line. I'm still a young man. But as far as I'm concerned right now, I'm doing pretty well. Everything's growing.
have you had
Nothing's
any?
dying.
You haven't lost anything yet?
Oh, I've lost things back when I was in the 125, but it's probably been a good at least 4 or 5 months since I've lost something. And none of the stuff that I lost was really high end. Like I've lost my starter acros that I was just playing with to see what it would be like in my tank if acros would be good. I lost all of them except for the little frags that I have of them now. Um, because they were like small colonies and they started RTN, so I just cut a frag off of each. And I have all except for one of those I have frags of the other two. But I lost all those, and then I lost a couple of Ricos acros when I first got them because I got like 20 of them, and of course, out of 20 of them, a couple of them died off. Um, and then I think I killed a couple right before I'm counting. So about 4 or 5 months since I've really killed anything, and I haven't really killed anything important. Nothing high end. Like there's a lot of corals that I would be really upset if they died, but I wouldn't like really like be like crying over. But now I have those high end corals that like if I walked home tomorrow and my home record was just light, I would probably just break down, call in for the day, and say fuck it and get drunk. But the other corals, I wouldn't bat an eye at. What I'm really enjoying is actually physically knowing the parameters, and because now I've made it a ritual because I don't mind spending the money on test kits or like the reagents and shit because I'll test every day, every single day, just to see where I'm at and what I'm doing.
Right.
And I mean, everything's pretty spot on except for my phosphates are at 1, right at 30. So, if I'm having call extension out of corals that I had in my 125 that like I thought that they were different corals. I thought they were like a purple bonsai, but they're definitely not because every purple bonsai I've seen have the little short daisy polyps, and these ones are long. I never knew that it had extended polyps at all. And like the last couple of days, it's really put out these really long fluorescent green ones. And
Yeah, I got the
I'm
purple
hoping for.
bonsai.
Are there any type of extension on the polyps?
I mean, they're out, but they're not like dangling off. I mean, they're out.
Right. Right, but like SPS where it's like out where you can see them flowing and everything.
No. Sometimes they'll release their
Right.
feeder tentacles.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, this one I think it's different because like I mean not the whole thing, but like the very top ends were extended and a couple of the shoots right underneath. So I'm hoping that I'll slowly keep going down the line and all be extended because man, with that purple with the fluorescent green polyps, it'll be a stellar coral if it does it like that.
Yeah, I tend
I mean,
to I want to get some different colors, but I tend to see that like like the stag corals, the stag horns. I think they tend to be more hardier than obviously your like millies or your actual acropores, and they seem to be a little bit more tolerable.
see, I killed a staghorn. It was a big purple one that I got from Rico, and for some reason, in his tank, it was not green at any point, anywhere. Um, but in my tank, it turned like almost completely green, and then it RTN'd within a day. It was weird. But like, yeah, it was super weird because his bonsai was it wasn't a bonsai. His staghorn was completely purple. But man, I'm really need to start learning like dosing different stuff like iodide and whatever other chemicals like minor and major trace elements and whatever because my coloration is not like my Walt Disney does not look like a Walt Disney. My but everything it has its polyp extended. They're all growing, but my Optimus Prime is not coloring up whatsoever. I mean, but they're physically growing. Like I can see the growth day by day. So I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely got to put additives in.
See, that's where I'm stuck at. I finally got my alkalinity and my phosphates and everything right where I want them. I mean, I want my phosphates lower, but right at one's not bad at all. I mean, it's high,
Yeah, they
but
say it's high, but it's you know what, a couple water change. Like that's what I've started to do now is do a water change once a month, and
well, by the time I have to change my filter socks, it gets up to 30.
your
Because I run
phosphate.
GFO, so yeah. So not like it's 30 parts per billion, which is right at 1.1. But like usually it hovers right around 15 to 20, but by the time I have to change my filter socks when they're full, where they're like overflowing, where it has all that nasty stuff just sitting in the water, gets up to
Hmm.
about 30, 35. But then it slowly gets back down, and then it slowly goes back up.
Yeah,
But the thing is,
I think people tend to look for problems in a tank. They test and they test and they think, okay, this is that and that. I mean, your tank when you turn your lights off and then in the morning, if you were to test your tank and wrote
it's
down
different.
all of them and then wait like 5 hours after your lights have been on, it'll all be different.
Hmm. That's why I tell you to test at the same time every day to be consistent. Man, I think that my moonlights are way too bright and it's causing algae and stuff, but
Well, of
I love
course
the
they
look.
will. Yeah, I got the same fixture, so yeah, those moonlights are on, dude. It's bright.
Yeah, you don't have. I mean, you have shading areas, but like it's like the whole light is on, just dimmed.
Very, very dim, right? I
Yeah.
only leave it on for a little bit and then I turn it off. Just enough to where they'll go to sleep and
Well, is yours weird where you can physically program yours?
yeah, I don't though. I just turn them on manually, but I got a 12 bulb and a 8 bulb.
Yeah, I love my 12 volt, man. It. I mean, it gets a little warm, but I've had no problems with it. And plus, like the FB bars, the way that they came, the little brackets on them, the little side sockets to be able to on the light to be able to put stuff on it, like it slides in there perfectly, so it just hangs off of there. And since I have center braces, you have no worries of if it ever fell off, it would just hit the center braces. It wouldn't fall in or anything. It's too long. So I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
What? But one thing I have noticed about the 220 is in my videos, everything looks pretty near close to normal life. Like earlier in my 125 videos, like the LEDs were so blue and it was just crazy. Like, you couldn't even tell what coral was what.
What
But
bulbs are you running?
I'm running uh 4 coral plus, 2 purple plus, and then 6 blues. ATI. I like it. I mean, I wish it was a little bit more blue, but yeah,
Buy
I
two
think
sets of buy two Reef Brights 72s or 48s and screw them onto the side.
well, I have those SB. I have 2 SB 60-inch SB bars, but I was thinking I still have room on the outside. I was thinking about doing a second set of LEDs. It would be way, 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 way overkill because right now I probably have stupid amount of light. But I'd really love to ask Murphy for his Senai module and try to figure out what my par is and everything and kind of dial some stuff in.
Yeah, I've
Because
never even checked par.
I don't see a difference from the stuff that's up high. The highest point is growing just the same, if not less than ones that are like at the midpoint that are both tenuous acros, but I mean they're both growing at the same, pretty much the same rate. I
Right.
mean, I say that there's noticeable differences, and there are, and it may not be like every one, but like if you go over and look at every single one of your corals every day, at least one of them has changed. That's why I say noticeable differences. And then some are very noticeable. Like my PC Rainbow already has at least 3, if not 4, new shoots within this last week, which is crazy to me. Right on the edge of the frag plug. So, have you ever had an acro on a frag plug, like instead of growing like down and over the frag plug, like just grow straight tissue down, like open area? You know what I mean?
No.
I have one that's doing that, like it's trying to stretch out to reach something.
Right.
Hmm. I'm thinking about shifting all my stuff around because I tore down that 125. It's just sitting with that same water in it, and I think I'm gonna clean that out, scrape it all down, and turn that into a freshwater. Because all my freshwater fish are outgrowing their 30-gallon, and that 30 gallons is a nice little tank. So if I clean that out, I'm just gonna throw my 2 AI Hydra 26s on that and have a nice little 30-gallon frag tank. And I already have a sump for that. So I don't know. I'm thinking about switching some things around.
I got a sweet tank.
Yeah, you do have a sweet.
Once everything grows in, it's gonna look better. Like it'll look, you know what I mean? In 2 years from now, this tank is gonna come a long way.
That's what I'm hoping about mine, man. I'm really hoping. I'm saying by the in the next 2 years, if I do things right, I want to make $50,000 off my tank. not being greedy either. I want to give away some shit.
I don't like giving away anything. I have a hard time with part. I don't know. I got problems.
No, I feel you, man. I tell people, I'm like, man, come get some shit, and then when they come look at my thing, I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to get rid of it.
I know they're like, "Can I have a? Can you got any frags?" I'm like, I gave my LFS like 20 frags, and they're doing awesome in this, the system and whatever. And it's like, I wish I had them all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm bothering you about your frags and stuff.
No, you're fine, dude. No, I got it. I'm gonna end. I got stuff that like, but I just ain't gonna cut stuff up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wait until stuff starts
No,
growing. In all the good
yeah,
times.
you don't just cut up one of your favorite acros for a stranger.
I mean, I got green slimer colonies. My main colony is like the size of a volleyball. Um, then I got
I've never
smaller
really
ones.
been into the green slimers, man. I try to stay away from green stuff.
I like I like green slime. I like the green slimers. I love them actually. I love the way they grow. They're just awesome.
I kind of like the way that they grow, kind of staghornish.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm trying to stay away from the green. Like I like a lot of yellows and oranges.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
so
know.
do I. I do too. But I mean, I gotta have my green. Now I got different varieties of greens. Like I got dark green. I got brownish green. I got lime green. I got like toxic fuel green. I got like
All kinds of.
I got different shades of green. Yeah, I got different with like oranges and my certosas are like 1 minute it's pink, 1 minute it's orange, next minute it's red. Like it changes colors. I
Right.
mean, I got a lot of cool colors though. I mean,
Yeah, my red Setosa, it was scaring the living hell out of me because it was completely smooth, right? Didn't have any polyps on it. It was just the red Setosa. It was just red. And then it started having all these little black dots all over. I was like, oh no, what the hell is happening? I thought I had bugs or something. Because I was like, man, on that red, you could really see them. But then I was sitting there trying to scratch at them. They weren't moving or anything. So I put it back in. I was like, man, if I have bugs, I'm fucked. And then kept watching it and stuff. And it was the polyps developing on it. It's like, what the fuck? It scared the hell out of me. But yeah, I got a red and a green Setosa. The green one is polyps out, balls out, but the red one is just now starting to develop polyps now that's under the T5s. It was just like smooth.
yeah, I got
Very,
sunburn. I got like one, two, three, four, five, six different types of monopora. So I got like I got sunburst or starburst. I got the rainbow. I got the typical red one. I got the one with like five different colors. I got tons of different. Like it's pretty cool, man. And they're all thriving too. They're all doing good.
I have like a dark red. I have like a lighter reddish pink. I have a green with pink polyps, a green with red polyps, a green with white polyps, a purple.
I got green with red. The chili pepper.
I don't. Well, they're the same coral, but they're both different. Um, I don't know. They're both like I'm pretty sure the other one will turn into it, but I under since I put him under the T5's the one that's been in there the longest. It turned like white for a second, and then it turned way like stupid like a light fluorescent, like it was reflective green. I don't know how else to describe it. Like in the it when you turn my LEDs on, like you can see on the top of the coral that's shading it, like the reflection of the light off of it. It's that bright type of green. And the polyps went from like a dark reddish brown to like a lightish pinkish red. So, but then my other one's like dark green with red polyps. Like and from it's the same one that's in Rico's tank.
Yeah, I'm
What's
happy
that?
with it.
What's the one that you said that had all the colors, the different colors on it?
I don't know what it's called. It's like a blue base, but it's got like orange, green, and it's
Is it a
crazy.
bumpy?
I'm not sure. I
Well,
just know
like
it's a
it's like regular Monty Pores kind of have a
or
flat
flat. Yeah,
surface.
this one looks like somebody chewed bubble gum and stuck it on a rock. And
Oh, dude, that might be a bumpy, dude. You might have like an off-brand beach bum or something like that.
no, not like that one. This one's different. No, I know which one you're talking about. It's not a beach bum like that type. It's more like I don't know how to explain it.
Man, I'm scared to take off this band-aid. My lizard almost took off my finger today, man. Couldn't get it to stop bleeding for like 10 minutes, dude. It was crazy. Had to help sit there and fucking hold my hand up over my head. It was crazy. And I didn't even feel it. Like I felt him like grab me, but like in that moment I flicked him off because he's a big little lizard. So like I flicked him off and like, but I didn't want him to go hide underneath anything and hide from me. So I grabbed him, but like while I was grabbing him, I noticed there was a big pool of blood. I was like, whoa, I killed him. But no, it was like, oh man, I'm bleeding. He tore my ass up. Yeah, I'm just trying to mess with that lizard to get him more friendly. I haven't really paid much attention to him for a while, so I've been playing with him every day, trying to get him. I mean, today it was all good, bro. Everything was good. He got up on my hand. He went up on top of my head like he likes to. I took him into the bathroom, gave him a bath, put him in his little sunning spot. But then when I went to pick that little bastard up, he freaking latched onto me like a motherfucker. So hopefully tomorrow I don't lose another finger. So I know you said you were doing tank install. How big was it? You there, DM? It's called a green amoeba or a green forest runner. Um, they look like if you look them up, they're the closest descendant to a velociraptor that's living. Like they have really long toes, so that they can like run on water and like stand up on their back feet and run across the floor. They're pretty gangster, but they're not a Jesus lizard. Yeah, hopefully you do pass it, man. Yeah, they're pretty gangster, dude. They have like I really would love to keep a tegu, but unfortunately, while I'm going to school, I still live with my parents. So, I mean, I have my own apartment in the basement and all, but yeah, no, they would not go. I would love to have one day, though. Yeah, I really want a gold one. I think I've seen that before, underground reptiles. Um, I watch a lot of different reptiles ones. Like there's ones for like frogs and stuff, like Dendrozone. There's Mytulia. Oh, they bred tegus. That's cool. Man, I want a gold one day. I've seen one, a super fat, chubby one, and I want one because they're super intelligent and they're affectionate. If you actually take the time, like if you put as much time into a dog, like just if you really actually like your dog, if you put as much time into as your dog, just playing with them and knowing them through the day, like yeah, I don't know where he went. DM, you there, buddy? Yeah, MacGyver, dude. That dude's a beast. Head feeds that dude. Yeah, that's inspiration for sure. But like, I'm crazy. I want my children to grow up in like as a zoo, pretty much. Like I've had just a smorgasbord of different animals out throughout my life, like birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, all kinds of different stuff. Snakes are cool, but I definitely couldn't have snakes where I live at the moment. My mom would what shit. What kind of a parrot would you get? I used to have. We had a different kinds. We had a gray macaw for a little bit. We've had a couple of different umbrella cockatoos. Um, we've had a couple different birds. We used to have a whole bunch of different like little finches, all kinds of different finches. Yeah, parrots and birds they take a lot, just like a more than a dog. Like it's less than a child, but more than a dog for sure. K Town has all kinds of stuff. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're pretty. I like African grays, but I think the prettiest one I saw was an umbrella cockatoo, but it was like rose colored. It had like pink feathers. It was unreal, but it was the meanest little bastard ever. I had to get stitches on my toes because I'd always do homework at the table, and the cage was in the kitchen. So the little bastard would come over and kind of try to come take off one of my toes. Had to get stitches from crazy. But I mean, I've had hedgehogs. We've had. I got to play with tigers because our neighbor's girlfriend at one point was like a wildlife protective person. And we had a pet deer. I mean, all kinds of different crazy stuff. I want a whole little stream for arowana when I get older. Just fantasies, though, man. Fantasies. I can dream. I mean, dude, snails are interesting. I like watching the little ones in my shrimp tank just as much as I like watching the shrimp. Man, mine like have orgies though, straight up. Like they'll just like wind themselves into like a big bowl, like five or six of them. It's crazy. And there's eggs everywhere. Well, see, I don't want an arowana until I can have like I have an idea for like a like kind of like a in ground uh like half stream. I don't know. It's kind of an idea in the mix, but
What? What?
we can hear him. Well, arowanas will like could really outcompete a lot of fish in the wild. Is why. Man, he K Town showed us some pictures of his just it was like of around his where he lives, and man, it was gorgeous. K Town lives in a really good spot. Are you there, DM? Well, just like snakeheads or the Asian carp. Like they were just brought here from somewhere else, and they just outcompeted everything else, and it's a real problem. I mean, you got to think goldfish are at a disadvantage with their color, man. Oh yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Silver and Jardines. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you can't keep like red arowana and stuff like that, or crossbacks or pandas. Yeah, he has some nice ones. But man, I don't know why Joey doesn't teach them to jump for their food. I mean, some people may think that's cruel or whatever, but I mean that's what they do in the wild. Well, yeah, like arowana are one of those fish that a lot of people they get too big for their tank because even for 125, it's huge. So like people don't upgrade, so they'll just either get rid of them or throw them out in the water or something.
Who's here? Who's it? It's Sissy. Yeah.
Yeah, I get the bad memories jumping, but I mean, if you make a conducive area for it to be able to happen, then I don't see
Here,
why.
come on, this way. My kid fell off the bed.
You there, Diab?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
My son fell off the bed. I had to go retrieve him.
So, do you have any flags that have multicolored Monty?
No, it is a frag, so it's growing. It's actually starting to encrust.
Oh, you
So
just got it. Okay.
I got it probably a few years, no, not a few years. I'm lying. A few months ago. What's up, baby?
I was gonna say a few years. Jeez, it's still a
No,
frag.
no, my son's right here. What's up? Lay down. How'd you fall off the bed?
A lot of people probably would give them a lot of crap, but that's what they do in the wild. That's their natural instinct is to jump at things. Like they're called water monkeys where they're from.
Come here, baby. Lay down with daddy.
Plus, you got to think. I mean, it's not only the cool factor. Like you got to think like it's got to be good for them to use those muscles in that way. Because if they're just sitting in a tank, just going side by side and just slowly, because I know they get in fights and yeah, they'll use different twitch muscles and stuff. But like if they're like physically using their body like that, they're gonna be healthier and more fit. I mean, they're going to work harder for that food, so it's going to burn more calories, which means they're going to eat better. Like I don't see any downside other than being stupid about how you do it so that they would get hurt for jumping. So I mean, I wouldn't put any. I would have to get stupid long tongs and put it like as far back and have like barriers on that back side. Yeah, because they jump like what, at least 4 foot, 5 foot. I don't know exactly how much, but they jump several feet in the air. And I mean, it's completely up to him. It's his fish, man, but that's how I see it. Because I want like an in-ground pool, like an in-ground stream for them, so that because they live in current water. So I don't know. I've always had a dream of having like a patio that you go sit out, have some tongs that you can swing your arm out and they jump out from your little stream and get fed. Yeah, they're strong fish, man. They'll break a lot of stuff, man. Strong fish. I wonder what the percentage is for arowana that jump out of people's tanks. It's got to be at least like half. Have a good one, man. Sleep tight, man. Hope you feel better. Oh, for sure they will jump. But I mean, like, even if you have lids, like, they can jump out and, like, harm themselves or whatever and whatnot. And just with glass lids, they can smack themselves and knock themselves out. I don't know. I don't know anything either. I'm not talking like I know or have experience or anything. I just talk as the wide-eyed boy would dream one day. So what's up, DM?
Nothing, just sitting here, spacing out.
Listen to me ramble. Man, the other day when I went to Tidal Gardens, I did pick up a piece, and in the tank it looks just like it's pretty browned out. Has a little bit of color to it, some blues and stuff. But the tips are pretty bright blue. But when you put your the like reef glasses on, uh,
Right.
it's bright pink, man, bright pink. So I have high hopes for that one. But I want my Walt Disney to color up. It's got at least two different spots that I could have like a 1/4 inch frag at the moment, but I don't want a 1/4 inch frag. So just leave it be. But I want it to color up. Just
My
takes
one
time.
clownfish is just kicking the hell out of this other one, so I might have to separate them.
I got an evil clownfish, Clarky. That originally came from Tidal Gardens too. Rico got it off Than, then Rico gave it to me. Should have never taken it. He's a little bastard.
Is he?
Yeah, dude, he's horrible. Like he's hard to even feed, like because he doesn't like you like at all, so he'll hide, and he always makes a mess. Like he likes to kick up all the sand. So like every time he makes a mess in the tank when you try to feed him, and then when he's hiding, so like he doesn't want to come out, so you got to walk away and hope that he finds the food before it gets stuck in the overflow. So it's like it's a game. it's crazy. Like some days don't even have the patience for it. I'm just like fuck it. But I mean, he eats good, but I don't know. Fuck that little bastard.
Did Rico just give them to you?
Yeah, he man. He pretty much he pushed it on me more than he gave it to me. He's like, I gave you all this, you gotta take this too. I was like, no, I really don't want it. He's like, no, you gotta take it. I was like, no, I really don't want it. He's like, no, you have to take it. And I was like, no. And then like by the time I was leaving, he took a like like an old carbon, like those big carbon plastic carbon like bottles, like activated carbon, like the big square one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He took one of those, washed it out real quick, filled it up with pink water, put the fish in it, and gave it to me. I was like, all right. But yeah, he killed all kinds of fish with the 125. So I put him in the 32 by himself, and he's been in there since. He loves it though, man. I've got two big old red bubble tip anemones in there. He just wallows in them all day long.
What?
So where'd you get that frag from? From Mario?
Coral swap. The coral frag swap.
Oh yeah. Man, I wish I could go to Aquashad, dude.
You're like 2 hours from us, right?
Yeah. Would have been nice.
Yeah, the tickets are 17.50 now.
Yeah, I requested it off, but they didn't have anyone else to cover, so I gotta work the 17th and 18th. Start school the 20th. Whoop, whoop.
What's up?
Beef?
No, I'm talking to my wife.
Okay, sorry.
Hey, K Town, I'm or not K or Kenzie. I'm gonna let this thing run. I'm gonna put my son to bed and stuff.
Oh, I
So
mean, I don't mean to be rude, but I was about to head to bed.
no, you're good. Yeah, I'm gonna let it run though.
All right.
I'm just not gonna. There's only four people here anyway, so um, if anybody, you guys are talking amongst yourselves, it's good. If not, I'll just shut it down. If you guys, it's up to you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to bed, but I appreciate you having the stream up, man, talking. Thanks for letting me be on here.
Yeah, I get a big day tomorrow. I got a lot of stuff I got to take care of. It's already 12:30 here, so
Wait, it's 12:30 where you are? Oh, I'm
yeah.
in Indiana. I was like, oh wait, what? All right, but yeah, you should definitely check out some videos on my tank, man. Looks pretty
No, I
good
did.
right now. What do you think? Does it look like
No, it looks
trash?
good. No, it looks good.
Looks like trash right now, man. One phosphate got some algae because I got some sunlight coming in and stuff. So, but anyway, I'll talk to you another time, man.
All right, I'll talk to you, man. I'm gonna go.
Peace.